again last night.
No question, he seems to be very comfortable here. But it was a great team win. Great team win. So many guys contributed to be behind 8-1, have your starter out of the game in the second inning. It was really special, yeah.
You've talked about Christian in terms of what he means inside the walls of the clubhouse. Maybe not in the terms of being a guy that gets out in front and gives some big speech all the time, but he shows up every day. He does things the right way. He's consistent with his approach, and he's accessible to the younger players. I mean, that's really all you can ask, right? That's the most authentic way that you can be a leader.
He really is. I mean, nobody would question the way the guy goes about his work or the way the guy treats others and leads by example. He's a person who backs up what he says, and he comes up with these performances. But even though when he's not going well, he's always a guy that helps others.
That outcome last night, not possible without what DL was able to do for you. He comes into a mess and didn't get out of it, but I think showed a lot of maturity in that he goes and sits in the dugout, gets lifted up a little bit by the offense, and then just dialed it in from there. I mean, did that show you something about DL beyond just throwing the ball well?
No question, and DL has shown us this. He's a good major league pitcher. He gets in his own way sometimes, but he's got a big future in the game. He's got great stuff. I think he's found a home in the bullpen, and I think that it's just a matter of time before, he's a really reliable, everyday reliever in a major league bullpen.
Back with more with Murph after this on the On Deck Show, built by Menards on the Brewers Radio Network.
Baseball fans, you know the power of a great team on the field and in our community. Right now, we need MVPs like you to step up and donate blood. Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin. Every donation saves local lives, helping patients right here in Wisconsin. Like a clutch hit in the bottom of the ninth, your blood donation can be the game changer someone desperately needs. Step up to the plate. Schedule your donation today at versity.org because hope is in our blood.
Who handles the service and maintenance for your facility? Is it a Steamfitters Local 601 HVAC professional? If not, you might not be getting the best service. Our HVAC professionals undergo 10,000 hours of rigorous training, 1,200 hours in the classroom, and 9,300 hours of hands-on experience. That's the kind of expertise you can count on. For superior service and cost-effective solutions, partner with the best. Visit steam601.org to view our list of signatory contractors. Steamfitters Local 601, keepers of the craft, powering Wisconsin.
Is your home losing its cool? Upgrade to weather-tight windows and keep the elements where you can see them, outside. Our custom windows are precision crafted to save you money on energy bills while making your home more comfortable year-round. WeatherTight also now offers beautiful Pella wood windows for more customization and integration with your style. Throw energy loss out the window. Have our experts find you the perfect fit by visiting WeatherTightCorp.com.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at Captivate Exhibits.
This time can't get it, and neither could the fan.
Oh, that's when you don't wear flip-flops.
Caminero strikes out, and the bat gets a 7.5 on the distance. But it's stuck to the landing.
That's poked and that hits the umpire. The ball is in play, and it's a base hit for Frazier.
Roberto Ortiz did what he could to try and get out of the way, couldn't.
Took the wrong direction.
He just didn't know which way to go. And if you want a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5.
And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
But we stay really disciplined and look for the ball in the center.
Murph, we appreciate it. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks so much, Lane.
Pat Murphy with us here on the On Deck Show, built by Menards. We're back with more after this on the Brewers Radio Network.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Everything First Weber agents do starts with you. Your needs, your aspirations, your future. We take the time to understand what matters most to you. Our agents don't just talk about trust, they earn it through dedication, expertise, and unwavering commitment. Real estate isn't just about properties, it's about people. At First Weber, that means putting you first. First Weber, where you come first.
Truck drivers, have you been searching for a more reliable driving job? Get the paychecks and predictability you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com.
It'll be a steamy night at Great American Ballpark as the Brewers tried to make it a record-breaking evening, trying to get their longest winning streak in franchise history and match their best overall record in the history of the Brewers franchise. 34 games above 500 if they can get this victory in Game 2 of the series with the Reds. We're on the On Deck Show, built by Menards, and the Injury Report presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where there is a difference. Now, tough news for DL Hall. You just heard Murph discussing the outing that DL had last night with Lane. And then we learned this afternoon that DL's going on the injured list. What a bummer. It's a right oblique strain, so he's out for at least a couple of weeks. Grant Anderson, who was optioned yesterday, is able to rejoin the Brewers bullpen because of that. Jake Bauers hit a home run in the second game of his rehab assignment with Nashville last night. Rob Zastryzny's getting closer to coming back, Pat Murphy said. He went back-to-back on the rehab assignment Wednesday and Thursday. Keys to the game, as always, presented by Toyota. You can visit your local Wisconsin Toyota dealer to check out Toyota's incredible lineup like the all-new Tacoma, Grand Highlander, and RAV4.
May vary and then ends September 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
Nothing beats the freedom of the open road. The wind in your face, the roar of the engine. Whoa, except maybe the sudden realization that alcohol and two wheels don't mix. Even one drink can slow your reflexes and impair your judgment. On a motorcycle, that's the difference between cruising home or crashing hard. Ride smart, ride sober, or get pulled over. If you hit the bottle, don't roll the throttle. This message is brought to you by NHTSA.
Most things people do could be done more safely. Sometimes it's common sense. Sometimes it's innovating a better way. But it's always about minimizing risk. For this purpose, West Bend is willing to come check out your business and help minimize your risks. It's precisely because of thinking like this that West Bend has been keeping businesses and employees safe for over 125 years. To find out more, visit thesilverlining.com. West Bend, the worst brings out our best.
Matt Arnold joins us for our kind of quarterly check-in. All right, let's go back to the trade deadline. We haven't spoken with you here since. Shelby Miller is acquired. It seems like that's a guy that's really going to be able to help your bullpen. Brandon Lockridge comes, and all of a sudden with some injuries, you've needed him in the outfield. If you could, just look back and discuss those deals to bring those guys in and what they brought to this ball club.
Yeah, first on Lockridge, he was a guy that's been a premium athlete that we've targeted for a while, and also compounded by the fact that we knew Cheerio was going to be out for a little bit here. We were hunting that outfield depth. We've had some injuries in the outfield, and so adding somebody like Lockridge with that type of athleticism that can really go get it really just keeps us solidified defensively. And then he's a sneaky good athlete, sneaky good hitter. So that was really important to us. Finding a home for Nestor Cortez, who obviously was somebody that we were counting on this year, was a nice fit for us as well to maintain the depth that we have here with our current group in the rotation. So kind of complementing ourselves in each way, sort of using a surplus to go access a need was something that was really important to us. And then a guy like Shelby Miller, we've had him in the past here, so we had some history with him. We were hunting that higher leverage type of reliever, over the course of the trade deadline to see what we could do to augment the bullpen, who's done a tremendous job for us this year, and to add somebody with a pedigree like Miller, who's got a really having a great year, has 10 saves, so he's pitched at the back of games this year, has that kind of experience. We felt it was a nice compliment to that group as well.
Matt Arnold with us here on the On Deck Show, built by Menards. The other deal a few days before the deadline brought you a new catcher, Danny Jansen. I know that it was difficult for you. It was especially difficult for Pat Murphy to say goodbye to the active roster to Eric Haas. So the fact that you went out and got Danny Jansen, explain the move and what he's brought to this team too, if you would.
Yeah, Jano's a guy that has a tremendous track record, and I think you're exactly right. Eric Haas meant a lot to this group, and I think we certainly appreciate him. He's still within the franchise too as well, so he's going to be in AAA as needed for sure. But to add somebody with the pedigree of Jansen, who's also a Wisconsin guy, grew up in the state and has familiarity with our franchise, and I've heard so many positive things about him even before we acquired him, just throughout the years. So we knew that we were bringing in the type of person that would fit very well with our culture.
We had a special guest on the field before the game today, Pepe the Penguin.
Pepe was a little cranky today.
If you're at the ballpark with your kid, what's most important? You got to get snacks for Junior. This is a rare father-son first base coaching combo.
Well, after Dinger put up a sign that said, "Mrs. Met, call me," Mrs. Met has her response.
That hit my bat. That was a foul ball I want to hit. He was trying to stay in the hit. See, look, he said foul ball, foul ball. He didn't want to go down to first base. He wanted to hit.
From Hyundai West Dallas, a member of the International Autos Group. Visit HyundaiWestDallas.com today. Financing with approved credit. $1,667 for every $1,000 financed with $0 down. Offers cannot be combined. Ends 9/2/2025.
Hey fans, the Brew Crew are hot and so are the summer temps. Now is the perfect time to step up your comfort game with a new Carrier home comfort system to keep your home cool all summer long. Ask your local dealer about local Wisconsin focus on energy rebates and financing for qualified buyers. Turn to the experts at Carrier. We've got you covered so you can get back to cheering on the crew. Carrier, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Find your local dealer at CarrierMilwaukee.com.
Strike out dirt and grime at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Members save money with unlimited washes, skip the line in a fast line, and enjoy free vacuums. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express. Wash, chill, repeat.
It is a hot night by the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Now the Brewers on this 90-degree evening, trying to get to 14 consecutive wins for the first time in franchise history, and first pitch is about 10 minutes away. Back on the On Deck Show, built by Menards. Let's get you the starting lineups presented by Wisconsin Infrastructure Investment Now, supporting Wisconsin's critical infrastructure. Visit WIIN at wisconsininfrastructure.com. Zach Littell, in his third start as a Cincinnati Red, will make his second against the Brewers this year. He faced them once when he was a member of Tampa Bay. The 9 for Pat Murphy. The new-looking order this weekend continues, with Sal Frelick still in the leadoff spot. Nothing different in that. He's been red hot. He plays right field. But Joey Ortiz, again batting second for the second game in a row. He'll be the shortstop. William Contreras does the catching and hits third. And yesterday's hero, Christian Yelich, in the cleanup spot as the designated hitter. Andrew Vaughn, another home run. Last night, that was a big one to help kickstart the comeback. He'll bat fifth and play first base. Caleb Durbin is again in the sixth spot, playing third. Bryce Terang, the number 7 batter. He's the second baseman. And then a couple of newcomers. Stuart Baroa, the center fielder in his second game with the club, again batting eighth. Brandon Lockridge was huge out of the 9th spot last night. He's there again this evening, playing left field against the right-hander Littell. On the other side of the card, it's Quinn Priester being handed the ball, trying for that 14th consecutive win. The Brewers go to a man who, when he's pitched the last 13 times, they've won each and every one of those ball games. The lineup he faces for Cincinnati and manager Terry Francona begins with the center fielder TJ Friedl. Spencer Steer is batting second. He's the first baseman. And the all-star Ellie De La Cruz, power-hitting shortstop. He hits number 3. Miguel Andujar, a deadline pickup, has really hit it well against the Brewers this year, whether with the Athletics or with the Reds. He's the DH and cleanup batter. Kenosha's own Gavin Lux is in left field tonight. He will be batting fifth with Noel V. Marte, the right fielder. Marte batting sixth. Matt McLean in there as the second baseman. We didn't see him last night. McLean bats seventh. Another new entrant into the lineup for this one is the catcher Jose Trevino. He'll bat eighth. And the longtime Pirate, Ke'Bryan Hayes, is at third base again to round out the order against Quinn. The umpires are presented by Cannon and Dunphy. Brian O'Nora is behind the plate with Mike Estabrook at first. The crew chief Laz Diaz is at second base and Eric Bacchus over at third. Cannon and Dunphy attorneys who know every case matters to every client, big or small. Trust Cannon and Dunphy to make the right call for you. Lane Grindle has more of the On Deck Show built by Menards right after these words as the Brewers and Reds get closer to first pitch. You're listening to the Brewers Radio Network.
Summer in Milwaukee is non-stop. Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season. From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment. Music, flavor, culture. Whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer,
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me, and we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We went like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward. And that's really why I started it, to have impact.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
you won a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
We had a special guest on the field before the game today, Pepe the Penguin.
Pepe was a little cranky today.
If you're at the ballpark with your kid, what's most important? You got to get snacks for Junior. This is a rare father-son first base coaching combo.
Well, after Dinger put up a sign that said, "This is Met, call me," Mrs. Met has her response.
That hit my bat. That was a foul ball I want to hit. He was trying to stay in the hit. See, look, he said foul ball, foul ball. He didn't want to go down to first base. He wanted to hit.
Of gratitude, having donated nearly $200,000 back to our community since 2020. You deserve a team that delivers a luxury experience no matter the price point. Contact us today to get started.
Clinch another series, but more pertinently tonight, Brewers trying for a franchise record winning streak. They've matched the best ever at 13 games with the 1987 team streak. Tonight they go for 14 in a row for the first time ever. Nobody in Major League Baseball has won 14 consecutive games since the Seattle Mariners over 3 years ago. They did that in July of 2022. Here comes the newcomer to the Reds rotation, Zach Littell. He leads them in the white uniforms out onto the diamond. We wrap up the On Deck Show, built by Menards, with a drive around the league. Brought to you by Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and trusted contractors building Wisconsin together. The Brewers came into the day with a season-high 9-game lead over the Cubs in the Central. It's down to 8.5. The Cubs got to win this afternoon. They had to fight the Pirates in order to get it, but 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning get the job done. 3-1 on the north side this afternoon behind Shota Imanaga. He was great. 7 innings, 3 hits, and the 1 run allowed by the left-hander out of Japan. So the Cubs, who had lost 7 of their previous 10, even that series with Pittsburgh. Coming up just a little bit, it'll be the Yankees and the Cardinals. 6:15 Central first pitch. Game 2 of that series at Busch. Great pitching matchup. Max Fried and Sonny Gray. Cardinals lost last night. They've dropped 3 straight games, but still, with the Mets having been scuffling, St. Louis still in the conversation for that last wild card berth in the National League. 3.5 games behind New York coming into the day. These Reds, by the way, only a half game behind the Mets. Mets are leading the Mariners 3-0 at home in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, it is Littell taking his warm-up tosses, as mentioned during the On Deck Show. He did face the Brewers one time when he was with Tampa earlier this year. That was in May at Steinbrenner Field. Feels like a very long time ago that the Brewers played that series at the Rays' temporary home. He was a deadline acquisition by the Reds, and this is only his 3rd appearance with Cincinnati. To call the first inning for you, here's my partner, Lane Grindle.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. A reminder that this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club. That is brought to you by Boucher Automotive Group. Visit them today at Boucher.com. Sal Frelick leads things off against Littell. And the first pitch of this game is up and away. And it's 1 ball and no strikes on Sal. It is a hot one here tonight in the Queen City of Ohio. The 1-0 pitch. Sal took a strike with a slider on the inside edge. It's 1-1. 88 degrees at first pitch, same as last night, 6:41. Getting underway a minute late, also just like last night. Frelick chops one foul over near Terry Francona in that Reds first base dugout. It's a ball and 2 strikes. First pitch of Brewers baseball brought to you by Carbliss Premium Cocktails in a Can. Stop at your local grocer and stock up for the game for your next tailgate. Carbliss, less is more. Littell brings home the pitch, and Sal took a splitter down and in. 2-2. That'll be an interesting pitch to watch over the course of this start for Littell. Can the Brewers lay off that pitch when it's down? And can they see it up? 2-2 pitch, a called third strike. That was a splitter up. And Sal, feeling like it might have been a little bit high, shaking his head in disagreement of home plate umpire Brian O'Nora as he is rung up and heads back to the third base dugout. One away for Joey Ortiz. Our quick trip around the bases is presented this month by Old Wisconsin Snack Sticks. And tonight's contestant is Peter Matt. First pitch to Ortiz, a chopper on the left side. Big hop out to De La Cruz. Fields and throws to first, and there's 2 away. That'll get Contreras to the plate. Peter Matt is from Onalaska. If the Brewers score in the first inning, Peter will win a $100 Quick Trip gift card, compliments of Old Wisconsin Snack Sticks and Quick Trip. So here's Contreras. He went 1 for 5 in last night's game, hitting .262 on the year, 12 home runs, and he's driven in 59. Littell brings home the pitch, and that is a slider in there for a strike. It's 0-1. 25th start of the year for Littell. He has given up 27 home runs this year. He's been very prone to the home run ball. This is his first start in this ballpark as a member of the Reds. Pitch is in there for a strike with a fastball at 95, and it's 0-2. A little bit of a question of how that statistic with the home runs allowed will pair with this ballpark, which gives up a lot of power, typically, as Contreras takes a fastball up and in, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on William. Littell 9-8 with a 3.60 ERA as Contreras uses his timeout and now climbs back into the box. Just underway here in Cincinnati. The 1-2 offering is down and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brian O'Nora calls her balls and strikes. Mike Estabrooks at first base. Crew Chief Laz Diaz at second base. And Eric Backus is at third. Here's the 2-2 to Contreras, and he took a called third strike. Might have been a touch wide, but Contreras, no argument from him. A couple of strikeouts looking for Littell in a 1-2-3 first inning. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Brewers nothing and the Reds coming up. Reds. Priester last outing against the Mets, 4 1/3, 10 hits and 6 runs allowed. But Brewers, of course, as you know, came back and won that one 7-6, thanks to Isaac Collins' walk-off home run. And so the Brewers continuing to win whenever Quinn takes the mound. Spencer Steer takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Quinn still looking for his 11th consecutive victory. A 1, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. That would establish a new mark in Brewers franchise history. Also might establish a good slogan. Win with Quinn. Kind of sounds like a political slogan. We're not going for that, but nothing in 2 on Steer. Priester brings home the pitch, and that's high with that sinker. 1-2. They've certainly been doing that winning with Quinn.
I was going to say, if the shoe fits.
Yeah, absolutely, right? 1-2 pitch. This is hit foul and out of play, first base side in the air. Still 1-2 here on Steer. Went 1 for 4 last night. He's hitting .238 on the season, 14 home runs, and 58 driven in. No score here. Bottom of the first inning in Cincinnati. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Got it with the curveball. Ortho ASAP strikeout number 1 for Priester. There's 2 down for Ellie De La Cruz. Brewers baseball being brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer with great taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time. De La Cruz hitting .276, 19 home runs, 76 driven in. First offering to him is a chopper to first. Backing up a step is Vaughn. He'll flip to Priester covering, and it is a very quick and efficient 8-pitch inning for Quinn Priester as he goes 3 up and 3 down against these Reds. We go to the second inning, no score.
I'm gonna go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
Leads off the top of the second inning. He's hitting cleanup tonight. Clean up any home damage with Loyal Family, located in Muskego, serving southeastern Wisconsin and across the state. Yelich had the big night last night, went 4 for 5 and 2 home runs. He takes a slider for a strike, and it's 0-1. Don't let the out-of-towners handle it. Call locally owned Loyal Family Renovations for a free inspection today. Littell brings home the 0-1 pitch, and Yelich rips one foul down the first baseline and out of play. It's 0-2 on Christian. Yelich using a different bat tonight. It still has a tip of the cap to Bob Uecker, but it is a different bat than the one he used last night when he hit 2 home runs. 0-2 pitch. It's a chopper to second base. Couple of hops out to the second baseman, McLean. He'll throw to first and retire Yelich. And there's one away here in the second inning. And that will get Andrew Vaughn to the plate for the Crew. Vaughn had the big home run last night, finished 2 for 5 and drove in 3. He has 35 RBIs as a Brewer in 29 games. Littell working out of the stretch brings home the first pitch. It's a breaking ball outside, and it's 1-0. Reds in their home whites, Brewers in their road grays. Pretty traditional combo between the two clubs here tonight. Littell's 1-0 pitch, and Vaughn a fly ball into center field. This is playable for Friedel. Fighting the sun a little bit, moves to his right, makes the catch. And there's 2 down for Caleb Durbin. Well, nothing beats the heat like cold, creamy Cedar Crest ice cream. Be a good day in Cincinnati for some of that cold, creamy Cedar Crest. Perfect on a hot summer day. Grill up a tasty using or brat, add a little Pine River cheese spread, 2 and you've got the taste of summer in Wisconsin. Littell brings home the pitch and missed down and away with a slider. It's 1-0 on Durbin. Littell worked 6 innings against the Brewers with Tampa Bay back in May in Tampa. Gave up a couple of runs in that outing. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That missed inside with a fastball. 2 balls to no strikes the count. Reds defensively, Lux in left, Friedel in center, Marte's in right. Brian Hayes at third, De La Cruz the shortstop. 2-0 pitch is a strike. It's 2-1. McLean at second base, Steer at first, and Trevino does the catching tonight after Stevenson handled those duties last night. Littell's 2-1. That caught the outside corner with a slider. And it's 2-2 on Durbin. 253 hitter on the year with 6 home runs and 40 driven in. Two pitch, and Durbin hits it fouling out of play first base side. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Caleb 1 for 5 in last night's game. Really incredible that the Brewers were able to erase that deficit and erase it as quickly as they did. 2-2 pitch. That's a fly ball into shallow right, foul territory. It'll find the seats out of play. Chasing it was Steer into foul territory, but ran out of room. And Durbin battling right now against Littell, making him throw some pitches here in this second inning. You will at least see 7 pitches in this battle. Littell sets up on the first base side of the rubber and brings home the 2-2 pitch, and that is lined into left, and that is going to get down for a base hit for Caleb Durbin. Drops in front of Lux. Durbin with his second hit of this series. It is a 2-out single for the Crew. And now here's Bryce Terang. Terang 2 for 5 last night with an RBI. I think he had one of the bigger swings of the game. If you're looking back at it, the RBI double in the third. Vaughn had homered, made it 8-5, and then when Terang had the double with 2 outs to bring in 1 more run, as this is lined to right, but right in the tracks of Marte, and he misplayed it. It sails over his head, it rolls to the wall. Durbin's around third, he will score, and the Brewers on the board here in the second on a misplay by Marte in right. Remember, Marte is an infielder by trade, and they're trying to turn him into an outfielder. That ball was smoked off the bat of Terang at 102. Marte took a step in, and it sailed right over his head and rolled all the way to the wall, and the Brewers lead it 1-0. And here's Stuart Burroa. It will be a double for Bryce. $75 to the MAC Fund, courtesy of Westbin, the Silver Lining. And now here's Burroa. The pitch. Squares to bunt, bunts through it, and it's 0-1.
Outfielders will tell you, Lane, that the hardest ball to judge is a line drive that's coming right at you.
Yeah, and that's what it was for Marte.
Yep.
0-1. And Burroa watches it down. That was the splitter. 1 ball and 1 strike. You've got Terang at second with 2 outs here. Chance to get a little bit more for the Crew. Where the Brewers just make you pay for every mistake you make against them, too. 23rd double of the year for Bryce. 1-1. It's a ground ball, sharply hit to first. Steer bobbles it. It's going to trickle into foul territory. Terang will stop at third. And Burroa keeps the line moving. That was a hard hit ball behind the bag at first. Steer, if he fields it cleanly, probably beats Burroa to the bag. It'll be an E3 on Steer. And now 2 defensive miscues. Only 1 has gone down as an error, but the Brewers have runners on the corners. And Brandon Lockridge coming to the plate now. And this is another very Brewer type of inning. Can Lockridge provide a big swing and give the Brewers some comfort early?
First pitch from Littell misses down and away. It's 1-0. It is 1-0 Brewers, but a chance for more here. Lockridge went 3 for 5 last night, tied a career high. Littell, the pitch. There goes the runner. Burrow on his way to second, and Trevino will eat the baseball. It's called a strike with a slider, and it's 1-1 on Lockridge. Well, the Reds committed 3 errors last night, and probably would tell you there was 2 or 3 other plays that they should have been able to make in that game. The Brewers put so much pressure on you. Here's the 1-1 to Lockridge, and a swing and a miss at a splitter on the outside part of the plate, and it's 1-2. Lockridge, the number 9 hitter for the Brewers. One-two pitch, and a chopper foul up the third base line. That was a splitter down below the zone, and Lockridge fought it off.
Boy, is he good with 2 strikes. That's what we've seen in his couple of weeks with the Brewers.
Yeah, this guy is a really impressive player. He has impressed in his first couple of weeks with the crew. 1-2 pitch, and swings and fouls it straight back, and it'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Brewers have second and third here with 2 outs. A little bloop to the outfield would be worth 2 with the speed the Brewers have on the bases. They lead it 1-0. One-two pitch, and a ground ball to second base. McLean stays down on it, throws to first in time to get the speedy Lockridge, and the inning is over. But the Brewers get 1 on a couple of hits. There was an error, and there were 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the second. It is 1-0 Brewers on the.
It is a 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
Get yourself ready.
Yes, there are hugs, and then there's that.
Now, what is that?
What is the purpose of that?
It's an anemometer. It measures wind speed.
So that's good. Yeah,
but it looks like a fidget spinner.
Meanwhile, on the Cove, it just looks like too much fun.
It was so routine, he took his eye off.
You got to come up with this play. You got to. You're right there. You had 2 hands. He looked it in. Oh.
It is 1-0 Brewers. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Miguel Andujar leads things off for the Reds and takes high from Priester. It's 1-0. Andujar 2 for 4 last night. He's been a nice addition to this lineup. And he swings on it, pops it up in foul territory. Contreras and Durbin both converging. Contreras goes into a slide, comes up just a little bit shy of making the catch. That was going to be a tough play for either of them. So it's just a strike, and it's 0-1. Reds have not played a clean series defensively so far, and the Brewers have taken advantage of that. And they lead early on here tonight in Cincinnati, 1-0. And Duhar hitting .309, 9 home runs, and 36 driven in on the year. Here's the chopper, third base side, but foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Miguel Andujar, who has just absolutely destroyed left-handed pitching this year. But gets the righty sinker baller here in Priester. It's a much different matchup for him. Here's a chopper to first. Backhanded by Vaughn. Nice feed to Priester. On the move to first base to retire Andujar. It's not an easy throw from Vaughn to the moving target, but he threw a strike right to the bag. Priester was there to collect it. There's one away for Gavin Lux.
Lane, if you will allow me, the Brewers, if you go back to last night, have now pitched a perfect game.
Yeah, right.
Gotten 27 in a row out.
23 in a row to finish the game last night. Now 4 in a row here to start up this game. A swing and a miss from Lux, and it's 0-1.
Doesn't count for anything, but I think that's pretty cool.
Counts in this booth. Because we just talked about it. Pride? Sure, you bet. Contreras bringing a new baseball out to Priester. I think that swing and a miss from Lux. I think the ball got a little piece of Brian O'Nora there. So Contreras trying to buy the home plate umpire just a little bit of time. Priester's 0-1 pitch. Missed low with a curveball. It's 1-1. A reminder from Schneider and their professional truck drivers: always keep a safe distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. Lux with a couple of hits and a couple of runs driven in last night. He's 5 for his last 8 over his last 2 games. Priester's 1-1. That missed outside with a slider. And it's 2-1. I'm still getting a feel for Brian O'Nora's strike zone. Felt like it was going to be a wide zone early on. 2-1 is a one-hopper near the bag at second, fielded by Joey Ortiz. Throws to first just in time to get Lux, who is hustling up the line. We got him by a half step. There's 2 down now for Noelvi Marte. And before he hits, 10 for ID on the Brewers Radio Network. One nothing Brewers. First pitch to Marte is down and away. It's 1-0. One-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. He took a big cut at a slider at the bottom of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-0 Crew. Bottom of the second inning. Priester's got 5 up and 5 down so far. Here's a fly ball to right. It is playable for Sal Frelick. Back a couple of steps. Now comes in a couple of steps. Makes the catch. And the inning is over. We head to the 3rd inning. 1-0 Brewers on the Brewers.
Bankers can help you achieve your financial dream. Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Priester working with a 1-0 lead on this Saturday night in Cincinnati. Matt McLean, Jose Trevino, Ke'Bryan Hayes. 7, 8, and 9 in the Reds order coming up against him. It begins with McLean for his first at-bat of the series, hitting .224. Homered 11 times. He's driven in 39. The pitch right in there. Outside corner. A 2-seam fastball that Quinn Priester features. So retired the first 6. 4 groundouts included. The 0-1 bounces in. That was a curveball on McLean. Earlier this year, we saw McLean when he was really just coming back from his injury, shoulder surgery from last year. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good slider, 1-2. He's been hitting a lot better since we saw them last a couple of months ago. He's 1 for 10 against the Brewers this year. Quinn Priester gets his sign from Contreras. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another slider down and away, and it fooled him. 7 consecutive retired by Quinn to begin the outing, so he can make it 30 in a row, going back to the second inning last night for Brewers pitching. Ortho ASAP strikeout number 2. You can start healing faster with Ortho ASAP. Meet with a specialist today and learn more at orthowisconsin.com. Jose Trevino swings and squibs a foul. Got the slider. Just barely nicked it. 0-1. Trevino also didn't play last night. Shares the catching duties for Cincinnati with Tyler Stevenson. 0-1 pitch. Down and away. He's having a nice first year with Cincy, hitting .258 with 4 home runs. 1-0 Brewers in the 1-1. Cutter missed outside on Trevino. It's a hot night. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Over the top of the sinker. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. We were right below 90 degrees at first pitch. Much bigger crowd than we had for the series opener yesterday here at Great American. Trevino uses his timeout. The Reds are right in the playoff race in the National League. Just a half game out. 2-2. Bounced in. That was a curveball hit in front of the plate. Full counts. They were a half game behind the Mets for the final wild card spot. Mets won today, though, 3-1. Beat Seattle. 3-2 pitch. Chopped foul by Trevino up the third baseline, and we'll do it again. 3-2 with 1 out. So Terry Francona's done a very nice job in his first season as the Reds skipper, as you would expect he would. Priester ready. Another 3-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Tough play Ortiz. He ranges, fields behind the bag, and makes a perfect off-balance throw to first. In time to get Trevino. Joey Ortiz does it, feels like every time. You give him a challenge, he's going to get you out. 2 gone. That'll bring up Ke'Bryan Hayes. Folks, no dental insurance but need dental care. The new Wisconsin Dental Association Dental Savings Club can save you up to 55% from a statewide network of trusted WDA dentists. Pitch to Hayes is low and away. Join at WDAclub.com. You got to have good infield defense on a night where Quinn Priester pitches. Gets so many ground balls. 1-0 pitch. Pumped in the sinker. 1-1. 1-0 Brewers. 15th game as a Red for Ke'Bryan, longtime Pirate. 1-1, another sinker. That painted the outside corner, 1-2. Priester works very quickly. A 1-2 pitch, down in the dirt. Bounce the slider, it goes to the backstop, 2-2. Cubs have won today. Brewers trying to win to stay 9 games ahead of them. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Curveball fooled Hayes, and he struck him right on out of there. Couple of Ortho ASAP punch outs for Priester. In a perfect third inning, the Reds, they've now.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. There's some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves, where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey, trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
airdrop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, you know, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Baseball all season long. This is the
pitch. Misses down low. That's breaking ball. Ball one. Yelich grounded to second his first time. Littell has been good, but thus far through 3 innings, Quinn Priester better. Comes the 1-0. Ripped on the ground, right side, diving. Stopped by the second baseman. McLean to his left. Pops to his feet, throws at Yelich. Matt McLean's been a vacuum thus far tonight over there at second, and that was a heck of a play. Ball was hit 103 miles an hour off the bat of Yelly. And a diving stab to the glove side there by Matt McLean. Second time Christian's grounded out to him. That's going to bring up Andrew Vaughn. First pitch, down and away, ball one. Each pitcher has quite a piece going, don't they?
Yeah, they're both working very quickly. You're right. That was 103 off the bat of Yelich. It was smoked. That's a great play by McLean.
The 1-0. Vaughn takes down low. 2-0. Andrew flew to center back in the second. Brewers got the 2-out rally in that second inning. That led to the game's lone run thus far. A Durbin single, a Terang RBI double. The 2-0 pitch. Down and away. It's 3-0 on a slider that missed. Carbless is a proud partner of the Brewers, and they presented that 1-2-3 flawless inning in the bottom of the third for Quinn Priester. Premium cocktails in a can. Proud partner of the crew. 3-0. Took it, then it's high. Walked him. 4-pitch free pass to Andrew Vaughn gives the Brewers a 1-out base runner, and Littell will now have to deal with Caleb Durbin. By the way, you can stop at your local grocer and stock up for the game when we get home on Friday. Or stock up for your next tailgate. Carbless Less is more. Walk right in, Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. And now it's Durbin. 1 on, 1 out. The pitch. Tried to check on a pitch away, but he committed. It's a slider off the plates. Would have been the 5th straight ball from Littell, but Caleb couldn't hold back, so it's 0-1. Singleton scored the game's lone run 2 innings ago. The 1 pitch popped into shallow left center field. In comes TJ Friedel with a play from center. Gets there and makes the catch. That's out number 2. Back to first goes Vaughn. Here is Bryce Terang. Told you the Cubs were able to win earlier today. That was against the Pirates, 3-1, with a couple of runs in the bottom of the 8th, breaking a 1-1 tie. On our drive around the league, presented by Construction Business Group. Terang, an RBI double his first time. He takes up and away ball 1. Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and trusted contractors building Wisconsin together.
The way Terang has been going, I would be shocked if he doesn't leave this ballpark at least once before the Brewers are out of here tomorrow.
You calling your shot?
Well, not necessarily.
The 1-0. Drilled foul deep and out of play, right field side. That had home run distance.
I almost backed that up right away. Yes, I was.
I guess you're more calling his shots than your shots.
Yeah, I just think the way he's been driving the baseball and how hard he's been hitting it in this kind of bandbox of a ballpark as it plays sometimes.
1 on, 2 out the pitch. Very high. It's 2-1 on Bryce.
It's really not that big of a prediction if you look back at what Bryce has done in the last 10 days.
He had a double last night, the RBI double tonight. It's been an extra base machine this month. 2-1. Line smash towards short, caught by Ellie De La Cruz. A step to his right. Brewers had 2 balls that were smoked that became outs in this 4th inning. That was 110 miles an hour. Ellie was
to see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards.
That's awesome.
Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
This is the Brewers Radio Network.
Top of the order for the Reds against Quinn Priester as we go to the bottom of the fourth. It is 1-0 Milwaukee. Quinn has retired the first 9 batters that he's faced. So you've got Friedl, Steer, and De La Cruz coming up. Ball came loose from the crowd out in left center field. That delayed the first pitch. Stuart Baroa, the new center fielder, had to get it. Now the pitch to Friedl. Bluffed a bunt. Took a little bit low. Ball 1. Friedl grounded to first base to begin the outing for the mighty Quinn. He's been mighty tonight. Misses down and away. It's 2-0. This is the second time that he's faced the Reds in this ballpark. The 4th of June beat him in bulk relief. He was following an opener. The 2-0. Friedl takes low. It's 3-0. 5 innings, 1 run on that afternoon. Part of this great stretch. 10 straight decisions he's won. 3-0 pitch. Taken for a strike. Right at the knees from the left-handed hitting Friedl. Quinn looks like a different guy than he did against the Mets Sunday in his last outing thus far. 3-1. Line drive base hit center field. TJ Friedl. A couple of hops in front of Stuart Baroa. The first base runner for the Reds since the 2nd inning last night. Of course, the first against Priester tonight. It's a leadoff single to set the table for Cincinnati. Friedel's a good hitter. Having a fine season. Top 10 in the National League and getting on base. And now Spencer Steer, who struck out his first time. Quinn will look for a ground ball. The first pitch. Swing and a miss over the top of the sinker. There have only been 3 total hits in this game. Bottom of the 4th. The 0-1. Steer pops it up foul, first base side, drifting into the seats. Retired veterans turn to Network Health for affordable and reliable health plans tailored to meet your needs. Find the coverage you need and health plan experience you want with Network Health. Learn more at networkhealth.com/veterans. Fourth year with the Reds for Spencer Steer. 0-2 pitch, way outside. 96 on that two-seam fastball, but it missed pretty much in the left-handed batter's box. Ball 1. Friedl with good speed. He's stolen 11 bases this year. Held on by Vaughn. Priester set. The 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground towards short. Probably not a double play ball. Ortiz to second one. Oh, did they turn it? They sure did turn a double play. Terang pivot and relay, and they got Steer by a step. 6-4-3 twin killing. Bases empty with 2 out. It does not need to be routine for Joey Ortiz and Bryce Terang to get 2 out of a ground ball.
You weren't wrong. That didn't look like a double play ball because of the distance that Ortiz had to travel just to collect it on the front end of the play. But the shocking part is not that they turned it.
Here's a line drive in the left by Ellie De La Cruz. That gets in there for a base hit. Thrown in by Lockridge. And De La Cruz will stop at first with a 2-out single. It might have broken his bat.
The shocking part is that they turned it with so much room to spare. I mean, they got him by 2 steps almost on Spencer Steer.
And then De La Cruz gets the hit that makes that double play feel all the more important as Miguel Andujar comes up. 2 out, runner at first, 1-0 Brewers in the fourth. Priester's pitch. Line drive, base hit, blooped into right field. First to third goes De La Cruz as Frelick throws it in. That's the third hit in 4 batters this inning for Cincinnati as Andujar able to punch one the opposite way. A couple of soft singles after that double play. The Reds have him on the corners with 2 out for Gavin Lux.
That's just a really good piece of hitting by Andujar. A cutter away, and he just goes with that pitch. They've had a little different approach. They've been a little bit more aggressive, too, this second time through against Priester.
So now here is Lux. The native of Kenosha, grounded out to shortstop 2 innings ago. He swung it well against the Brewers this season coming in. Left-handed hitter. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at first. Priester is set, first pitch. Line down the left field line. Foul, slicing about 3 or 4 feet wide of the chalk. Probably looked a little closer to the fans than it actually was. So it was well wide of being a fair ball, and so it's 0-1. Again, a first pitch swing. One 0 Brewers. Priester with a new ball. The 0-1 pitch. Lux swings, grounds it back to Quinn. Knocks it down with a glove. Keeps it at his feet. Picks it up. Underhand throw to Vaughn in time. Inning over. Comebacker hit right to the mound by Gavin Lux. And that'll retire the...
And if you want a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
Swinging a line drive, deep center. It's gone. A walk-off home run.
This is the Brewers Radio Network.
You're killing me, Smalls.
1-0 Brewers into the fifth. Well, Stuart Burrow is going to be pinch hit for as the leadoff man by Tyler Black. And to call it for you, here's Lane Grindle.
All right, thank you, Josh. Littell at 55 pitches. First pitch to Black is high, and it's 1-0. Brewers were able to extend that second inning on Littell. They pushed a run across in that inning. And a fly ball out to right. Marte is back onto the warning track. Reaches up and he makes a leaping catch just in front of the wall. Well, Marte, a very good athlete. We saw him misjudge a liner at him from Turang in the second inning, and that time he took extra bases away from Tyler Black on a very hard hit ball that off the bat you thought had a shot to get into the gap and be extra bases. That's a nice play. So here is Brandon Lockridge. Littell brings home the first pitch, and Lockridge takes a breaking ball away. It's 1-0. Time for a vibe check. A cooler full of Izzy Hard Seltzer. That's a big vibe. Busy hard seltzer, the seltzer that passes the vibe check. 1-0, swing and a miss. Swung through a fastball at 92, right down the middle. It's 1-1 on Lockridge. Back to the top of the order in Sal Frelick, who stands in the on-deck circle to follow Lockridge. Takes down and away with a splitter, and it's 2-1.
How about some of these recent outs the Brewers have made? They've just been crushed.
Yeah, that's been one of the things in this winning streak. Feels like most of the hard hit balls are finding green grass as you would want them to. 2-1 misses away, 3 balls and 1 strike. But they've had some batted ball tough luck tonight on some very hard hit balls. You had the Terang line out to De La Cruz at 110 to end the inning before. Swung on and fouled back by Lockridge. And it's now full of 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Tyler Black line out to right was 100 miles an hour. The Yelich ground out was 104, I believe. Three-two pitch, and Lockridge swings on it and fouls it back into the net. Stays at 3-2. So they have had some very hard contact against Littell. And typically, for Littell, hard contact means the ball's going over the fence. That's how it's been for most of this year with the 27 home runs he's allowed. 3-2. Here's a chopper. Third base side. Ke'Bryan Hayes on a big hop. Throws to first and gets Lockridge by a step. Ke'Bryan Hayes made that play look easy, and with Lockridge running up the line, it was anything but. 2 down now for Sal Frelick. Brewers with a 1-0 lead. This is a very different feeling game than last night's was early. First pitch to Sal, and he takes low with a splitter. Didn't miss by a lot. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Frelick 0 for 2, called out on strikes, is grounded out to second base. Littell's 1-0 pitch, swung on and fouled back into the net. It's 1-1. Been a well-pitched game for the most part. You could argue that Littell shouldn't have given up any runs so far tonight either. Both guys have been in the zone. Quinn hasn't walked anybody. Littell's walked 1. Here's a chopper foul into the camera well first base side. And it's 1-2 on Frelick. 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the 5th. Still some daylight left here in Cincinnati. The lights are on, but not taking full effect yet. 1-2. And Sal rips one down the right field line. Marte goes back onto the warning track, and another jumping catch on the track. And the Brewers go down in order here in the 5th. Another hard hit ball, that one at 98 miles an hour.
Interrumpimos este video para recordarte que puedes endulzar tu día con una dulcerapia de la lechera.
This time can't get it, and neither could the fan.
Boy, that's when you don't wear flip-flops.
Caminero strikes out, and the bat gets a 7.5 on the distance. But it's stuck to the landing.
That's poked and that hits the umpire. The ball is in play, and it's a base hit for Frazier.
Roberto Ortiz did what he could to try and get out of the way. Couldn't.
Took the wrong direction.
He just didn't know which way to go.
He's off to the races.
You're listening to the home of the Brewers.
He's in there sliding.
620 WTMJ.
Noelvi Marte made a couple of nice catches in the top of the fifth. Leads off the bottom of the fifth against Priester. First pitch is a strike on the outside edge. And it's 0-1. Tyler Black stays in the game. He's now the left fielder. Lockridge moves from left to center with Baroa being out of this game. Slider missed low. It's 1-1 on Noelvi Marte. Brewers lead it 1-0. The Reds with 3 hits. The Brewers with just 2 so far tonight. Priester's 1-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike. And it's 1-2. No wind tonight. It is warm. It was 88 degrees at first pitch. Cool off a little bit as the night goes along. Brewers trying to win their 14th in a row here tonight. And their 9th straight on the road. 1-2 pitch is down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That would tie a franchise record with 9 consecutive road victories. It feels like everything the Brewers do right now. 2-2 pitch rolled foul over near the Brewers dugout. Stays at 2-2. Establishes some kind of new standard for Brewers baseball. That's the kind of season this group has put together so far. It has been remarkable. 2-2. That's rolled foul. He got a piece of that slider down and away. And fouled it up the third baseline. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Marte, who flied to Frelick in right back in the second and is 0 for 1 today. And is 1 for 5 in this series. Long look in for Priester, and now works out of the windup with 5 on the pitch clock. Here is a liner foul up the third baseline. And Marte putting together a nice at bat. He'll see at least 8. He's seen 7 so far. He's fouled off 3 consecutive pitches. 2-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Diving stop by Ortiz to his feet. Spins and throws to first in time. The highlight reel continues to grow for Joey Ortiz. Do not take him for granted, Brewers fans. Nobody's playing that position like Joey is right now. Goodness. A full dive to his left. To his feet, a spin, and an absolute dart to first to get Noelvi Marte. Here's Matt McLean. Swing and a miss. Had a slider down and away. And it's 0-1. A 1 pitch. And he checked. They appeal to first. He did not check, says Mike Estabrook. Matt McLean not so happy about that one. And now he's down, no balls and 2 strikes. He struck out swinging back in the third against Priester. Oh, 2 pitch. Bounced a breaking ball in the dirt. And it's 1-2 on McLean.
You know, Lane, in games that Quinn Priester pitches, that good infield defense is worth even more.
You're right.
Because he gets so many more ground ball chances.
And I'm sure if you're one of those Brewers infielders, you just love it to play behind Quinn Priester. 1-2 is lined foul, first base side, stays at 1-2. He works quickly. He's going to have you working a lot behind him because he's going to induce a lot of those ground balls we're talking about. It is a perfect marriage, Quinn Priester in this Brewers infield. No doubt about it. It is 1-2 here on McLean. The pitch. Bounced another breaking ball in there. That was the curveball that time, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. McLean is a guy a couple of years ago you thought was maybe going to be a superstar for these Reds. It hasn't materialized that way. Injuries have been a big part of it. 2-2. And he didn't chase that slider down and away. Count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Still a young player with plenty of time left for Matt McLean to get it all figured out, but the injury last year really derailed what looked like a very good upward trajectory for him in this Reds organization. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a slider off the plate away. Second time he struck out McLean over the course of the night tonight. And that is his fourth ortho ASAP strikeout in this game. And there are 2 down and nobody on for Jose Trevino. Priester's pitch. Trevino took a strike and it's 0-1. Usinger's has been Milwaukee's family-owned sausage shop since 1880. Enjoy the same great taste your grandfather did. Pitch is outside, 1-1. And the reason why you can do that is because it's still made the old world way. They don't try to make the most, just the best. Usinger's, America's finest sausage. 1-1. Popped up fouling out of play, first base side. And it is 1-2 on Trevino. 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to short back in the third. Joey Ortiz has a highlight video tonight already that would scream Gold Glove. Swing and a miss. Trevino down on strikes. Couple of ortho ASAP strikeouts and a perfect 1-2-3. Bottom of the fifth for Quinn Priester. We go.
You know, we like to stay on topic here, but squirrel.
What? Where?
Squirrel.
Where? Oh, no.
How about that? That went right up into the batter's eye, into the camera position. How about that?
Whoa, that one will fall into the White Sox dugout.
Well, it looks like he's still aggravated about being traded away.
She's so excited she just threw it back. That was off the ledge, too. We can't get that down.
How do you get out, though? That's the problem. There's no exit.
Word.
To the sixth inning we go here in Cincinnati. It's 1-0 Brewers. Joey Ortiz to lead things off for the Crew. Zach Littell out there on the mound still for the Reds. His 69th pitch of this game is in there for a strike with a sweeper. It's 0-1. Joey is 0 for 2 tonight. That does not tell the story. 0-1. There's a backup breaking ball with a sweeper that missed low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ortiz has been fabulous in the field so far tonight. He's one of the main reasons there's a 0 on that scoreboard for the Reds. 1-1. And he pops this one up on the infield left side. De La Cruz drifts underneath of it, reaches up and makes the catch. And there's 1 out for the Brewers here in the top of the 6th inning. William Contreras, the batter for the Crew. 6th inning is the Woodman's Food Market's home run inning. Our contestant is June Morganson from Kimberly. June will win a gift card jackpot of $150 if a member of the Crew hits a home run this inning. First pitch to Contreras is down and away. It's 1-0. Kimberly, very good athletic programs. They've had a lot of high school success in Kimberly over the years. 1-0 pitch to Contreras is a liner into right. That's going to drop in there for a base hit for William. So a 1-out single for Contreras. He's aboard in front of Yelich. Of course, another $100 added for every additional home run this half inning. Visit any participating Woodman store to enter. Service and savings, that's Woodman's. $150 is the jackpot, June, if the Brewers hit a home run here in the 6th. So Yelich is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second both times. He smoked the ball back in the 4th inning. Littell looks in. First offering to Yelich is up and away, and it's 1-0.
He changed bats.
Yeah, he had changed before the last at bat. Just a traditional bat now for Yelich. None of the player weekend themed bats. 1-0. That missed outside. 2 balls and no strikes. He did have the pink bat that he used on Mother's Day that he hit a home run with against the Rays in his rack as well, but has not used that this weekend. But it would be allowed because all those rules are relaxed for this weekend. 2-0. Chopper foul, first base side. It's 2-1. Yelich 25 home runs. Next on the team is Chourio, who hasn't played since the end of July, with 17. And of course Vaughn with 14 overall between the White Sox and the Brewers. 2-1 to Yelich. Swing and a foul back. He got a sinker that was left up, and Yelich took a home run cut at it and got a piece of it and fouled it back. It's 2-2. 1 on and 1 away here in the 6th. Brewers lead at 1-0. Yelich, who was 4 for 5 with 2 home runs last night, has dominated in this ballpark over the course of his career. Littell's 2-2 pitch, and he took down and in. Count is full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. The thing about Yelich you always appreciate is his willingness to take what the game gives him. He is not up there thinking he has to have a big swing. He will take the walk if Littell gives him that. Spinning a throw to first, and Contreras is back in time. Yelich looking like he is going to give himself a great chance to have a 30-plus home run season before it's all said and done. 3-2 swing and a miss. Got him with a splitter down and in. Yelich strikes out. That's the second out. Just the 3rd strikeout for Littell, and his first one since the 1st inning. And now here's Andrew Vaughn. He's not a big strikeout guy. Typically, when you face Zach Littell, you're going to put the ball in play a lot. First offering to Vaughn, and a foul up and out of play, first base side.
Oh.
It's 0-1. He got a fastball at 92 about belt high. Andrew Vaughn would love to see that one again. He would dare Zach Littell to throw him that pitch again. There goes the runner. Pitch is down and away. Throw to second is not going to be in time. A stolen base from William Contreras. He got a great jump on Zach Littell, and he stole that base relatively easy. Donation to Special Olympics Wisconsin, courtesy of Delta Dental and Delta Vision. 2 great plans and 1 name you trust. Second stolen base of the night for the Crew. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Vaughn. That was the 6th stolen base of the year for Contreras. The pitch, and a chopper to third. Brian Hayes charging it. Gets a big hop, fires across the diamond in time to retire Vaughn. And the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 Brewers on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American.
DMJ.
First 5 innings of this game. Earlier in this game, dating back to the final 23 batters, to be retired to end last night's game, and then Priester retiring the first 9 that he faced tonight. That was 32 consecutive batters retired by Brewers pitching as Brian Hayes squares to bunt and pulls the bat back and takes a strike. It's 0-1. Guess what, folks? That's another franchise record.
Why not?
The 0-1. Hit off the end of the bat, foul at the first base line. It's 0-2 on Brian Hayes. Everything they touch turns to gold. This Brewers club. 0-2 pitch. Hayes took down and away. It's 1-2. You know how next year when we get to spring training, Mike Vassallo and Andrew Grumman, they'll work all winter and put together a great media guide for us. Pitch is a high fly ball down the left field line, inside the pole and gone for Brian Hayes. He got a curveball that stayed up on the inner part of the plate, and he hammered it out to left and just kept it fair. For Hayes, that is just his 4th home run of the season, and we are tied at 1. So Hayes, one of those trade deadline acquisitions by the Reds. They acquired him because the guy can play some defense, but they'll take the offense they get from him when they get it, and they just got a big swing there to tie this game. So here's the top of the order now in Friedel. Priester brings home the first pitch, and this is a fly ball right center. On the move is Lockridge onto the warning track in right center to make the catch for the first out. And there's one away for Spencer Steer. But yeah, when those two put together the media guide, they almost are going to just have a supplemental media guide just with, here are the records the Brewers broke in 2025. Because that list is getting very long. Steer is 0 for 2. He has struck out. He's grounded into a double play. First pitch in there with a strike on a slider. And it's 0-1. Priester's pitched very well tonight. He's given up just 1 on 4 hits so far. 0-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike. And it's 0-2 on Steer. And he's in good shape pitch count wise. And with the doubleheader looming on Monday, if Priester can go deep in this game, the Brewers would really be grateful for that. Priester's 0-2 pitch. Rolled foul over near the Brewers dugout. Stays at 0-2. Steer 1 for 6 in the series. Right-handed hitter. 0-2 pitch. And this is a fly ball to left. It's hit well. Black is back at the warning track at the wall. It is gone, and the Reds take a 2-1 lead. That was a sinker about belt high. And Spencer Steer, with his 15th home run of the season, has given the Reds the lead. 2 solo home runs off of Priester here in this bottom of the 6th inning. And that'll get Ellie De La Cruz to the plate. Chris Hook may be making his way out to chat with Priester as Contreras is out there. Currently, no action yet in the Brewers bullpen. Trips to the mound presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. You can hitch a ride to Brewers home games on Potawatomi Sportsbook Game Day Shuttle. You make any purchase in the sportsbook or a same-day sports bet to get a wristband and a seat on the shuttle. And while Chris Hook is out there chatting with Contreras and Priester, let's pause 10 seconds for Station ID on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance. With Josh Maurer and Ken Sommerfeld, Lane Grindle with you tonight from Great American Ballpark. It is 2-1 Reds after 2 solo home runs here in the 6th inning. A 1-0 Brewers lead has turned into a 2-1 deficit. And now Ellie De La Cruz at the plate for Cincinnati. 1 out, nobody on. Priester brings home the pitch, and it missed down and away. It's 1-0. Aaron Ashby has just started getting loose In the Brewers bullpen, Priester's hit 77 pitches so far in the night. 1-0, missed down and in with a curveball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. De La Cruz is 1 for 2 in this game. Went 1 for 5 in last night's contest. Priester taking a big deep breath and looking in. 2-0 pitch. Missed in. Goes to 3-0 on De La Cruz. So Priester has not quite been the same pitcher here in this 6th inning that he was in the first 5. 3-0 pitch to De La Cruz. That is inside. He walked him. Missed with a cut fastball. First walk issued by Priester. And now here's Miguel Andujar. So a little bit of danger zone here for Priester. Brewers just trail by 1. But a dangerous hitter in Andujar, who's had a good series. 3 hits in the series so far. Priester looks in. The pitch. And swung on and fouled back into the net. And it's 0-1. Josh talked about it when the Brewers turned that double play in the 4th inning. The one good thing about Quinn is he can roll up a double play at any time with that sinker-slider combo. Which could be his last batter. Priester's 0-1. Missed down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. You've got a lefty in Gavin Lux in the on-deck circle and a lefty up in Ashby out in that Brewers bullpen. 2-1 Reds here in the bottom of the 6th. Priester's 1-1 pitch. His ground ball sharply hit just past the diving glove of Ortiz and into center. Lockridge will charge it and not make a throw to third with the speedy De La Cruz going first to third. Instead, he'll throw it to second, and the Reds have him on the corners with 1 away, with Gavin Lux coming to the plate. And Andujar can hit, man. We've seen it all series long from him. He's a very good hitter, and as great as Joey Ortiz has played it short, there was no chance for him to come up with that one. If he makes that play, just give him the Gold Glove right now. Pat Murphy is out of the dugout. That's going to be it for Quinn Priester. The U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen has been made. They're a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, and they remind you that when the game is on, turn your notifications off with US mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. It is 2.
Partner of Hand Cooked Tire, the official tire of Major League Baseball. Never halfway Hand Cooked Tire. For the best deals on tires and all your service needs, visit PalmsTire.com.
It is 2-1 Reds here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Reds have runners on the corners with 1 away. Aaron Ashby takes over on the mound, so Terry Francona counters and will pinch hit for Gavin Lux with Right-handed hitter Austin Hayes, who has, over the course of his career, done a nice job against left-handed pitching. Ashby brings home the first pitch, and it is fouled out of play first base side, and it's 0-1. Hayes this season hitting .343 against lefties. Typically been a platoon type of player in his career. The 0-1 missed down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike on Hayes. Ashby and the Brewers trying to get out of this with just a 1-run deficit, trying to avoid turning this into a big inning for Cincinnati. Ashby looks at first, and the 1-1 pitch, and a breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Upgrade with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, built for long-lasting comfort and reliability. Right now, score 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com. 1-2 on Hayes. Ashby looks in, and the pitch, and he fights it off and fouls it back and out of play. We'll do it again at 1-2. So both runners are Priester's responsibility as Graham Ashcraft starts to get loose in the Reds bullpen. Ashby's 1-2 pitch down to the dirt. Good smother job by Contreras, who I'm not sure he knew he actually came up with the baseball initially and realized he had it. Turned around and asked for a new baseball from Brian O'Nora. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Austin Hayes. You've got Noelvi Marte, a right-handed hitter in the on-deck circle. Ashby's 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Wasn't squeezed cleanly by Contreras, but with first base occupied. Hayes is down on strikes. Ortho ASAP strikeout for Ashby. And it would be a big deal if he can get out of this with no further damage.
Yep. Boy, that felt like a really big one.
It did.
You got to finish the deal, though.
Yeah, you still got to deal with Marte. First pitch is a swing and a miss on a curveball, and it's 0-1. That pitch has been such a good pitch for him this year. We ooh and awe at the 99 on that sinker, but the curveball has been a good one. Ashby looks at first. Here's the 0-1. And he missed low with the curveball. 1-1 is the count. Marte is 0 for 2. Ashby's 1-1. And a roller foul over near the Brewers dugout. It's 1-2. And Ashby is a strike away from getting out of this mess.
And he was great last night, too. He even hit 100 miles an hour on one of his sinkers when you round it up in last night's outing.
And he hit 99 a bunch of times last night in that outing. His stuff has gotten better and better as the season's gone along, as Marte will use a timeout. And for Ashby, it's always been about strike throwing. If he has his command, he is a tough customer. Long hold. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Chased a sinker at 97 off the plate away. And Ashby comes in and gets back-to-back strikeouts and gets the Brewers out.
time we can put on these uniforms, the same ones that those guys played before us in the Negro Leagues. It's an honor to put it on and to share this field with them.
It's a piece of history, so I mean, to be able to wear it present day is honestly an unreal feeling. Once the lights are on and the anthem takes place and you're standing there on the line, it'll sink in as to what this moment really means, because I do think it's a meaningful day.
Is always there to protect your dreams.
We go to the 7th inning. It's a 2-1 Reds lead. And with the play-by-play, here's Josh Maurer.
Thank you, Lane. And Zach Littell stays out there as Caleb Durbin takes inside. Ball 1. Couple of home runs in the 6th off of Quinn Priester. Ke'Bryan Hayes and Spencer Steer now the difference. And just 1 run through 6 innings allowed by Zach Littell. Durbin's got one of the hits, though. The pitch. Checked up on one down low, and it's 2-0. Just 3 hits total for the Brewers against this right-hander Littell. They've hit some balls hard that have found gloves. Durbin 1 for 2. He scored the Brewers run in the 2nd inning. The 2-0 pitch. Taken for a strike. The upper outside corner. Just barely clipped the edge with a slider. The pinch hitter Austin Hayes has been removed from the game. Jake Fraley is now playing left field for the Reds. The 2-1 coming. High, and it's 3-1 on Durbin. Bryce Terang and Tyler Black, the next two due up. That is 6, 7, and 8 currently on the Brewers lineup card. 7th inning. Down a run. 3-1 pitch. Line drive into the corner in left field. That's a fair ball for Durbin. It hits, it bounces, it rolls all the way to the wall. Over to dig it out is Fraley. But by the time he throws it in, Caleb Durbin already at second base. Representing the tying run, it's a leadoff double for Durbin.
Here they come.
Right back at it. That'll be the last pitch of the outing from Zach Littell. Lane told you earlier there was activity in the bullpen. And here's Terry Francona to make a U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. Yeah, this Brewers team, a 1-run deficit, I promise you, is not having them bothered in that third base dugout. Here comes Graham Ashcraft. U.S. Cellular, a proud partner of the Brewers.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
It's a Lourdes Gurriel dog.
That's a nice touch.
Pena power.
The perils of wearing earrings when you've got netting on the field.
That young fan, not a Newt Bar fan. What a present for mom.
Oh my goodness, look at this guy.
Uso, yeah, Jay Uso, yeah.
And then just shot putting it. Not blocked when there's nobody on base.
There's a little debate for Domo and Kim watching the replay together.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff.
Choose from beef and cheddar, beef and jalapeno, or bourbon and bacon smokestacks. If you're selected and the Brewers score in the first inning, you'll get a $100 Quick Trip gift card. Get all the details at QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Quick Trip and Old Wisconsin, proud partners of the Brewers Radio Network.
Bryce Terang will bat. Graham Ashcraft, the right-hander with very good stuff, comes in. We're in the 7th. 2-1 Reds. Runner at second. Durbin, nobody out. First pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. 0-1 on Terang. Bryce against Littell. The starter drove in the only Brewers run with an RBI double. Misplayed in right field back in the second inning. He's 1 for 2. Second time up. Also hit a very hard hit line drive that got caught. So he's had a couple of good swings tonight as Terang. A bluff back towards second base, but no throw by Ashcraft. 0-1 the pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider down and in. And it's 0-2. Littell goes 6 innings plus a batter. Gave up 4 hits and just 1 walk. And at this point, 1 run. He struck out 3. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider down at the ankles of Terang, who's saying that he tipped the ball, and they're going to say it was a foul. It went into the dirt before it met the glove of Trevino. And at first, home plate umpire Brian Onora just said strike 3, but then he changed his mind after Terang said, hey, I got a piece. And they call it a foul ball, so it remains 0-2. I think that was the right call. Obviously, the Reds aren't going to like the fact that Mr. Onora changed his mind from what he was initially ruling. But foul ball 0-2. Ashcraft will try to put him away again. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He did. Threw him 4 straight sliders. And Bryce Terang strikes out. That's a huge first out of the inning. He just wasn't picking that pitch up very well out of the right arm of Ashcraft. So 1 out. You got the rookie Tyler Black, who just came back up from AAA yesterday. He'll bat for the second time tonight with the tying run at second base. He flew to deep right back in the 5th as a pinch hitter. The pitch, down and in. He laid off the Ashcraft slider. Ashcraft turned into one of the more trusted relievers for Terry Francona. He was a starter his first few years in the major leagues. Brewers saw him quite a bit as a man in the rotation. 1-0 pitch. Black swings and chops it foul up the first baseline. In 47 appearances, Ashcraft 6-4. He's got a .393 earned run average. For the double that Durbin hit, $75 was donated to the MAC Fund by West Bend, the Silver Lining. He's at second now with 1 out. 2-1 Reds in the pitch. Black took down and in another slider. 2-1. Tyler Black, for a couple of years, has been ranked as one of the top minor league prospects in the Brewers organization. He's gotten limited opportunities in the big leagues. This only his 4th game this year. The 2-1. Took inside. A steady diet of sliders from Ashcraft to these left-handed hitters, Terang and Black, and now it's 3-1. Brandon Lockridge is in the on-deck circle for the Crew. Durbin leads from second base with 1 out. Ashcraft sets right at his belt. 3-1 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Black walks. 99-mile-an-hour cutter. But a ball. And a base on balls. 2 on with 1 out for Lockridge. Walk right in. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Well, the Brewers just gave up the lead with those couple of homers the Reds hit in the 6th from Ke'Bryan Hayes and Spencer Steer. Milwaukee, as they've done so often, trying to come right back at them. Lockridge 0 for 2 against Littell. Ashcraft's pitch is outside on a cutter, ball 1. Brendan Lockridge, the deadline acquisition. And what an addition he's been. They've needed him. He's been great. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. That cut fastball that he's running up in the upper 90s on the radar gun. And it's 1-1. Sal Frelick would be next. Twilight portion of the evening here in Cincinnati. 2-1 Reds in the 7th. A wheel back towards second by Ashcraft, checking on Durbin, who's in there without a throw. Fans, to celebrate 12 in a row, George Webb's free burger giveaway will be Wednesday. That's August 20th from 2 to 6 at all 23 George Webb locations throughout Wisconsin. 1-1. Fouled on the right side, up out of play, 1-2 on Lockridge. Hungry fans are welcome to stop by at any location for a free juicy burger next Wednesday and some camaraderie with fellow baseball fans. That was for 12 in a row. Brewers are now at 13 consecutive wins and trying to come from behind tonight to get to 14 for the first time in franchise history. 2 on and 1 out. Ashcraft with a 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Same slider that struck out Terang strikes out Lockridge. 2 out, and it'll be up to Sal.
To the outfield could potentially give the Brewers a lead.
He went down and in on all the lefties so far this inning, so Frelick probably looking for it.
Ground ball to second base. McLean. And Ashcraft gets out of the inning. It's time to stretch. Reds have a 1-run lead.
Wisconsin product with quick rewards. And boom, you're entered. Choose from beef and cheddar, beef and jalapeno, or bourbon and bacon smokestacks. If you're selected and the Brewers score in the first inning, you'll get a $100 Quick Trip gift card. Get all the details at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Quick Trip.
Thanks to Graham Ashcraft making some big pitches in the top of the 7th inning. A couple of strikeouts and getting Frelick to ground out with runners at second and third to keep a 2-1 Cincinnati lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Shelby Miller comes in to pitch. Aaron Ashby struck out the only 2 batters he faced behind Quinn Priester. Great job by Ashby again, and here's Shelby. Matt McLean greets him and takes a strike. So it remains 2-1. McLean struck out each time that he faced the starter, Quinn Priester, who is on the hook for the loss, despite pitching another really good ball game. The 0-1. Outside, just missed. For Shelby Miller, this is his 4th outing as a Brewer. No wins or losses. He gave up a 3-run home run the last time he pitched, Wednesday against Pittsburgh's Brian Reynolds. So that elevated his ERA. The 1-1. Outside, it's 2-1. Deadline deal. Coming over from the Diamondbacks. He was on the Arizona injured list when the trade was made. A rehab game in Nashville, and up he came. And he ties up McLean with a good fastball up and in. He swings and tips it foul into the mitt. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Chopped foul slowly up the third baseline. What a crowd tonight. Close to capacity on this Saturday off the banks of the Ohio River. 39,022. They're all stretched out. 7th inning stretch sponsored by IslandResortGolf.com. The Island, your premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, and the place to be this summer. 2-2 pitch. McLean takes way outside. It's 3-2. Book your trip today at IslandResortAndCasino.com. Still got some daylight overhead. As we play the home 7th inning, Reds try to add on. 3-2. Shelby Miller kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Fastball up at the shoulders. Elevated. 95 on the radar gun, and Matt McLean has struck out all 3 times he's batted. Ortho ASAP presented each and every one of them. You can start healing faster ASAP by meeting with a specialist today. Learn more. OrthoWisconsin.com. Good start for Shelby. And here's Jose Trevino. Reds catcher's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 1 gone in the pitch. Down low. That's the splitter there from Shelby Miller. Brewers will have 6 outs left to work with, needing at least a run. 2-1 Cincy in the 1-0 pitch. A big swing. He fouls a high fastball. Does Trevino straight back into the screen. Drive around the league brought to you by Construction Business Group. Wisconsin operating engineers and trusted contractors building Wisconsin together. The Cubs beat the Pirates 3-1 this afternoon. Brewers lead in the division down to 8.5. 1-1 pitch is fouled right side up out of play by Trevino. 1-2. Of course, going to Wrigley. 5-game series of the Brewers beginning on Monday with a doubleheader. What a big road trip this is in the division. 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground up the middle, but takes 2 hops and bounds right to Joey Ortiz near the bag. He fields and throws out Trevino. The magnet that is the glove of Joey Ortiz has made several tonight. He's been busy. 2 out for Ke'Bryan Hayes. Just hit his 2nd home run as a Red, and that changed this game last inning. Leadoff shot into the seats in left off of Priester after the Reds had been trailing 1-0 much of the night. Pitch to Ke'Bryan is a strike on the outside corner. One for 2 with that home run is Ke'Bryan Hayes. It was his first RBI all year against the Brewers. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good split-fingered fastball from Shelby Miller, 0-2. Miller trying to send us to the 8th inning. Bases are clear. 0-2 pitch. Up and in on a fastball. It was a 1-2 pitch last inning that Ke'Bryan hit for the home run. And it's 1-2 here. One more game in Cincinnati tomorrow afternoon before we head to the north side of Chicago. 1-2 pitch way outside. Breaking ball bounded in the left-handed box off the glove of Contreras. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you're just joining us, Brewers not only trying for a franchise record 14-game winning streak, they're also trying to go 34 games above 500. That would match a franchise record. Have to come back late. 2-2. Swing and a miss. 96 up the ladder. That was even higher than the one that struck out McLean. Up above the shoulders of Ke'Bryan. A couple of punch-outs. Shelby Miller in a 1-2-3 7th ortho ASAP. We go to the 8th. The Brewers chasing a run. It's 2-1 on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Members of LIUNA are the most diverse trade in Wisconsin's construction industry, partnering with over 900 contractors to meet the demand for a skilled, safe, and productive workforce. Their union members construct roads, bridges, buildings, sewer and water lines, and energy infrastructure. Feel the power of a career as a member of the Wisconsin Laborers District Council, where you will earn great union wages, health care, and a pension. Learn why you are worth so much more by visiting liunawisconsin.org. LIUNA Wisconsin.org.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
These days, it feels like there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. But how do you know what actually works for you? Using trusted resources and talking to live therapists can help you break through the noise. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off the first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Ready to escape to a resort that has it all? The Island Resort and Casino is your total thrill getaway, where championship golf, a luxury spa, world-class gaming, and epic entertainment come together. Tee it up at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Unwind at the Drift Spa. Dine, play, win, repeat. Go all in on an unforgettable getaway. Book your total experience today at islandresortandcasino.com.
Your hometown crew.
Yelich trying to steal home. Here's the throw to the plate. He's safe.
No matter where you live.
Yelich sprinted home.
This is the Brewers Radio Network.
Reds go back to the bullpen after a big scoreless seventh inning from Graham Ashcraft. It'll be the right-hander Tony Santillan coming in for the eighth. 2-1 Cincinnati. Anthony Siegler coming up to pinch hit for Joey Ortiz to lead off. And with the play-by-play, here is Lane Grindle.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. Siegler hitting for Ortiz. Santillan making his 61st appearance of the year. He's 1-4 with a 2.95 ERA. Brewers have seen him quite a bit over the years. As Siegler will try to get this inning started off right. Remember, the Brewers had the leadoff double from Durbin in the seventh inning, but couldn't get him in and couldn't tie this game. They trail it 2-1, and it is getting late here in Cincinnati. First pitch to Siegler's up and away. It's 1-0. Today's eighth inning is brought to you by the Wisconsin Laborers District Council and the over 900 signatory contractor partners who are building Wisconsin's infrastructure. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That missed up and away. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. You can learn more at liunawisconsin.org. That's LIUNAwisconsin.org, and feel the power. Santillan with a 2-0. And Siegler checks on a pitch that missed high with a fastball at 95, and he goes to 3-0 on Siegler. There would be nothing wrong with a leadoff walk here in the eighth. With Contreras and Yelich due up next, Brewers would take that and not think twice. Better believe Siegler taking a pitch here. Santillan brings home the pitch, and that is a high strike and a very generous call from Brian O'Nora. He decided he was calling that a strike before it was delivered. That wasn't close. Here's the 3-1. That missed outside. He walked him anyway. So it's a leadoff walk of Siegler, ortho ASAP, walk right in. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. And now here's Contreras. Contreras is 2 for 8 in this series. He has been swinging the bat very well of late. Does he have one of those late inning heroics in him? One of those big loud swings. First offering to Contreras is way outside. It's 1-0. And frankly, Santillan has not thrown a strike yet. He got one called in the previous at-bat, but nothing has been in the box, if you will. 1 ball and no strikes on Contreras. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss at a big breaking ball down and away. It's 1-1 on Contreras. Hitting .346 over his last 20 games coming into tonight for William. The 1-1. That missed outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jared Koenig getting loose in the Brewers bullpen right now. Siegler, conservative lead over at first, being held on by Steer. The 2-1. Down and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Even the 1 strike he threw in this at-bat was a borderline pitch. It was one that Williams swung at, but it wasn't an automatic strike if he took it. 3-1, up and in. He walked him. Back-to-back walks to lead off the 8th inning. Ortho ASAP, walk right in. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. The tying run in scoring position. Contreras represents the go-ahead run, and now Derek Johnson, the Reds pitching coach, is on his way out to talk to Santillan. Trips to the mound presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Hitch a ride to Brewers home games on a Potawatomi Sportsbook game day shuttle. Make any purchase in the sportsbook or a same-day sports bet to get a wristband and a seat on the shuttle. So the Brewers have set the table here in the 8th inning. 2 on, nobody out, and now you've got Yelich coming to the plate, who is 0 for 3 today, but was 4 for 5 last night with 2 home runs. And it's Christian Yelich at Great American Ballpark. That's all you really have to say.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen here, but you can't feel any better about the matchup if you're the Brewers.
He is 1 for 2 against Santillan in his career. First offering, and a swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and in. Yelich swung over the top of it. It's 0-1. Siegler with good speed at second. Contreras is at first. Santillan looks back at second base, and now the 0-1 pitch. Way up and outside. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Yelich has grounded out twice tonight. He has struck out. 4 home runs in his last 7 games. Here's the 1-1. That is right in there with a strike on a fastball at 97. Clipped the low inside corner. And 2 strikes against Yelich now. The count is 1-2. Joe LaSorsa's getting loose in the Reds bullpen. Santillan brings home the pitch, and Yelich a swing and a miss on a big breaking ball in on that back foot. So Yelich strikes out. That is a big strikeout for Santillan. And now here's Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn has never faced Santillan. That was a nasty breaking ball down in the dirt that he just spun in there to Yelich. The RBI machine, Andrew Vaughn at the plate. First offering to him. He is a strike on the outside edge. It's 0-1. First 2 walked in this inning. Brewers stranded a runner at third base last inning that would have tied the game. Trying to get the job done here in the 8th. A 1 pitch. And Vaughn, a fly ball into center. This is playable. Friedel makes the catch. Tagging from second on his way to third is Siegler. And he's going to get there in plenty of time. So the Brewers have him on the corners now, but 2 outs. And Caleb Durbin comes to the plate for the Crew. And Durbin has been their hottest hitter tonight. He's got 2 hits. Had a double back in that 7th inning. Durbin has been a very clutch hitter, and they're going to ask the umps to send this back to New York to see if Siegler left early. Here's Laz Diaz.
Cincinnati is challenging that the runner left early.
Trying to get his PA system to work correctly. There's no reason for the Reds not to ask for this. It doesn't necessarily mean that they feel they've got enough, because once you get to this point in the game, you're not worried about losing your challenge because you can get a crew chief review pretty much anytime you want. We have yet to see a replay of this to see if Siegler left early or not. But he was tagging from second, and still haven't seen a replay in-house or on any of our monitors yet to know whether or not this is a good challenge by the Reds. As it is right now, Siegler standing at third. Looking at the replay here, I think it's going to be fine. I think it'll probably stand. It's really tough to overturn these anyway because you got to sync up the video. I think the Reds just taking a shot at this thing more than anything. Here's the call from Laz Diaz.
After review, the call is confirmed. The runner is safe.
Not even
Cincinnati
stands.
loses this challenge.
It's confirmed. So Brewers have him on the corners now for Durbin. Replay reviews brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And does Durbin, who has had a lot of clutch swings over the course of this year, have one in him here tonight against Santillan? He has never faced him. Santillan looks in. First offering to Durbin. Squaring to Bunny. Bunts it up the third baseline. It's a good one. Fielded by Hayes. Throws to first. He got him. Oh, wow. Ke'Bryan Hayes. Unbelievable play by Ke'Bryan Hayes. Durbin trying to put down a safety squeeze with Siegler at third. And Ke'Bryan Hayes, as good as there is at third, just made a tremendous barehanded play and threw out Durbin at first, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the eighth. Reds lead it 2-1 on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
The numbers are what the numbers are, and crime is at a 30-year low in Washington, D.C., but that doesn't necessarily mean the city is safe. How do we sort through that?
And diving into the details with Julia Fellow.
So I was watching video of people on the streets, and people in the inner city of Washington, D.C. looked a little bit frightened.
Tune in to Wisconsin's afternoon news, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m., only here on WTMJ.
When our team needs to get an out to win the game, it turns to a proven, trusted relief pitcher. When you're in an accident, you need to turn to a proven, trusted attorney at Cannon & Dunphy. I'm Pat Dunphy, proud sponsor of our home team.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free. Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
I got into injury law because it's complex. It's contradictory. It needs somebody to make it work for the people who get hurt through no fault of their own. That's what I do, and that's what we do at Cannon & Dunphy.
Brett Eckstein, attorney at Cannon & Dunphy.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks. Tune in to hear District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Find it now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
It is still 2-1 Reds as we go to the bottom of the eighth inning. Jared Koenig will take over on the mound for the Crew. And Anthony Siegler stays in the game. He's at third base. Durbin moves from third to second base. And Bryce Terang slides over to shortstop for the Crew as Joey Ortiz is out of this game. And it'll be the top of the order for the Reds. TJ Friedl to lead things off for Cincinnati. Koenig brings home the first pitch, and it is lined but foul. Off the tarp up the first base line, it's 0-1. Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy, a refreshing Weiss beer with natural lemonade flavor. Leinenkugel's flavor of the moment. Nothing in one on Friedl. The pitch. And he tried to bunt. And apparently he got the bat back in time. 1 ball and 1 strike. That pitch missed outside. 1-1 on Friedl, who's 1 for 3 today. And the pitch. Popped him up. This one in foul territory. Siegler coming all the way down, nearing the batter's box to make the catch in foul territory for the first out. One away for Spencer Steer. Well, nothing beats the heat like cold, creamy Cedar Crest ice cream. They call August and September the dog days. And of course, that's true, but there are also brat days, summer Pine River cheese spread days, maybe port wine and maple bacon days with those Pine River cheese spreads that you use. That's summer in Wisconsin with that trio right there. Emilio Pagan, the closer for the Reds, is up in the bullpen. First pitch misses low to Spencer Steer. It's 1-0. Koenig brings home the 1-0 pitch. That missed down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. The Brewers will have the bottom third of their order scheduled to hit in the 9th inning against presumably Pagan. 2-0 pitch. And that missed in. Goes to 3-0 on Steer. Brewers will have Terang, Black, and Lockridge scheduled to hit. .3-0 missed inside. He walked him. So it's a 1-out walk to Steer, and here's Ellie De La Cruz, who have to flip around and hit from the right side. Brewers bench, they still have Monasterio and Danny Jansen available, but against Pagan, wouldn't see them going to one of those right-handed hitters in that scenario. So you probably get that trio I just mentioned. Pitch to De La Cruz, misses up and away with a sinker, and it's 1-0. One out and one on. Brewers trying to keep it at the 1-run deficit. 1-0 pitch. Here's a ground ball to short. Could be 2. Terang flips to Durbin for 1. The turn to first in time. They double up Ellie De La Cruz, and the inning is over. So Koenig puts up a 0. We go to the 9th inning. Brewers with 3 outs to try to at least get this game tied and keep their winning streak going. It is 2-1 Reds on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with 0 sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
It's Quick Trip's Around the Bases contest with Old Wisconsin. Want in? It's easy. Just stop by your neighborhood Quick Trip, purchase any Old Wisconsin product with Quick Rewards, and boom, you're entered. Choose from beef and cheddar, beef and jalapeno, or bourbon and bacon smokestacks. If you're selected and the Brewers score in the first inning, you'll get a $100 Quick Trip gift card. Get all the details at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Quick Trip and Old Wisconsin, proud partners of the Brewers Radio Network.
American Family Insurance is always a great call. That's because their agents are always there to protect your dreams.
Well, this is the point of the night where the winning streak is on the line. Brewers trailing 2-1 as we go to the 9th inning, and the Reds closer Emilio Pagan takes over on the mound for Cincinnati. A 2.86 ERA for Pagan. 52nd appearance of the year. He's got 25 saves and has covered 50 in a third innings. He'll get Terang, Black, and then Lockridge And then if anybody should reach, it would go to the top of the order for the Crew. Brewers have had opportunities in each of the last 2 innings against this Reds bullpen. They got the leadoff double from Durbin. That was against Littell, but then he was lifted for Ashcraft, and Ashcraft got out of it in the 7th. First pitch to Bryce Turang is high. It's 1-0. And then the first 2 walked against Santillan in the 8th. He would strike out Yelich, Vaughn would fly out, and Durbin would ground out on a safety squeeze attempt up the third baseline. The 1-0 to Turang. That is up and in. 2 balls to no strikes. You'd love to get the speed of Turang on base to lead off this inning. Brewers have had some dramatic wins over the course of this 13-game winning streak. 2-0 pitch is a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. They have found a way so many different ways, so many different times, that you just expect them to figure it out again here tonight. 2-1. Down and in. It's 3 balls and 1 strike on Turang. 39,000 plus here in Cincinnati, hoping the Reds are the ones to stop this streak that is the talk of Major League Baseball. But you got to do it. And it is a lot harder to do, as so many teams around baseball have figured out over the last couple of weeks. 3-1 to Turang. He is popped up. Foul territory, third base side. This will get out of play. Hit just on top of the Brewers' third base dugout and bounce into the lower bowl. So it is 3 balls and 2 strikes on Turang. It's a big pitch right here. If Turang reaches, it really sets up this inning for the Brewers. It is a big first out to get for Pagan if you're trying to shut down this Crew offense. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pagan looks in, and the pitch. And fouled off third base side and out of play. So Turang fights it off. It was up, might have been ball 4, but we have seen Brian O'Nora call that a strike at times tonight. So probably wise of Bryce to offer at it and foul it off. Here's the 3-2 again, and it is high, and he walked him. So a leadoff walk to the speedy Turang. And the Brewers in business to start up this 9th inning. The 13-game winning streak is tied for the longest in franchise history. They'll have to come from behind here tonight to own that record all by themselves at 14 games. Here's Tyler Black. Turang with a lead at first, being held on by Steer. Pagan brings home the pitch, and Black took a strike on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Black is 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. 0-1 pitch. And he took up and in. That was a borderline pitch. It was a better pitch than it looked. 1 ball and 1 strike on Tyler Black. He's always had a great eye at the plate. Very good discipline at the plate. That has been the thing that has always stood out about him in his skill set, his ability to ball strike. Brewers just want to keep the line moving here. Anyway, anyhow. Pagan, the 1-1. And Black checked on a strike anyway with a fastball at 96 at the knees. And it is 1-2. There is nobody out. Top of the 9th inning. Brewers with a shot here. Turang hasn't shown any interest in trying to take off yet. 1-2 pitch. That missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crowd thought it was a lot closer than it was. It was easily outside. And the count evens at 2-2. Black, a left-handed hitter, awaiting the next one from Pagan. And the pitch. Missed outside. The count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The last 2 haven't been close. Turang worked the count full, ended up working a walk. Can Tyler Black do the same? Pagan spins, throws to first, and Turang back in time. Lockridge is in the on-deck circle for the Brewers. If Black could walk or get on here, boy, does it really set the Brewers up in this inning. Pagan, there goes the runner. 3-2 pitch is fouled, out of play, first base side. He got a fastball at 96 way in, and somehow he got a piece of that and fouled it off. Turang was running with the pitch. He has to go back to first. And we will do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's already been a 13-pitch inning for Emilio Pagan. This will be the 7th pitch of this at-bat. Crowd making as much noise as they have all night. The pitch outside. Black works the walk. And the Brewers have first and second with nobody out. The second consecutive inning where the first 2 have walked. Derek Johnson is on his way out to visit the mound. A Potawatomi Sportsbook trip to the mound to talk with Pagan. And now the Brewers have all sorts of options with the speedy Lockridge coming to the plate. And runners at first and second and nobody out. And the top of the order looming after Lockridge. Pat Murphy is talking with Lockridge right now over by the dugout. And no doubt Derek Johnson probably talking to the Reds infield, who have all huddled at the mound, about looking for a potential bunt put down by the speedy Lockridge. Because worst case scenario, if he gets it down, you got the tying run at third with 1 out, and the winning or the go-ahead run at second in that scenario. But Lockridge good enough, he might be able to bunt his way on as well because of how he runs. And Key Brian Hayes certainly aware of it. He is already standing on the edge of the grass, as is the first baseman Spencer Steer. Good speed on the base paths for the Brewers with Turang at second and Black at first. First pitch, Lockridge bunting, and he bunts it foul back into the screen. It's 0-1. It is a 2-1 Reds lead in the top of the 9th inning. The comeback kids trying to do it one more time here tonight. Pagan looks back at second. And the 0-1. Bunting again. He pops it up, and this one's going to fall on the warning track behind home plate. Lockridge couldn't get the bunt down. It's 0-2. Trevino gave a great effort on that when he tried to sprint back there and make a diving catch. It was just beyond his catcher's mitt. And so Lockridge stays alive, but now he's got to protect with 2 strikes. And no doubt the bunt not a part of the equation anymore for Lockridge. Nothing in 2 on him. Pagan looks at second. And the pitch. And Lockridge, a little flare back of first base. Steer with the infield fly rule called. Will go back onto the grass and make the catch. Just a little pop up back of first into shallow right. Steer made the catch with infield fly in effect. So that is a big first out for Pagan. And the key there was Lockridge not being able to get the bunt down. So now 1 away, and Sal Frelick to the plate. And remember, Siegler hits in the 2 spot after the Brewers hit for Ortiz back in the 8th inning. Pagan's pitch. He is low. It's 1-0. Sal does not have a hit tonight. He's 0 for 4. He is 1 for 1 against Pagan in his career. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. He went after a cutter at the bottom of the strike zone. It's 1-1. Pagan about to throw his 20th pitch of the inning. Here's the 1-1. And a ground ball to second base. To McLean. Flips to De La Cruz for one. And De La Cruz's throw to first is under the glove of Steer and into foul territory. And down the line to score is Terang. The Brewers have tied it at 2. Wow! They keep finding different ways to get it done. It looked like a double play ball off the bat. McLean fed it to De La Cruz, and De La Cruz's throw was low, and Steer couldn't handle it, and the Brewers have tied it at 2 here in the 9th, and now Pat Murphy and Lee Meyer are coming out to check on Sal Frelick. You make a mistake, the Brewers make you pay. And they have tied it in the 9th. This team will not go away. And while they're talking to Frelick, 10 seconds for station ID on the Brewers Radio Network. With Josh Mauer and Kent Sommerfeld, Lane Grindle with you here tonight. The Brewers have tied the game at 2 on a Sal Frelick fielder's choice with an error on Eli De La Cruz that allows Terang to score from third. It is just indescribable the way the Brewers keep finding a way. So now this game is tied. There are 2 outs. Frelick is at first. He stays in the game, and Siegler will be the batter. Pagan looks in. First pitch. Siegler took outside. It's 1-0. And it's the Reds defense once again rearing its head in this series. Abner Uribe and Trevor McGill getting loose in the Brewers bullpen. There will be a bottom of the 9th. 1-0 pitch. That one is chopped foul behind home plate. It's 1-1. Anthony Siegler walked in the 8th inning against Santillan. Right now, you just love to get Contreras to the plate with that go-ahead run at second base. Siegler trying to extend this inning on Emilio Pagan. The 1-1. And he checked, but it was a strike. Fastball at 95 down the middle. And it's 1-2. Pat Murphy has loved the at-bats he's gotten from Siegler since he came up at the beginning of July. He has hit the ball hard. He has worked counts. The manager has a lot of confidence in this kid at the plate right now. Pagan, the 1-2 pitch, and fouled back and out of play. We'll do it again at 1-2. Tied at 2. The Brewers just never go away. Every time you think you've got them, they've got different ideas. Can they take the lead? Pagan brings home the pitch and just got a piece of it again. Fouled it back behind home plate. 1-2. The count remains on Siegler. Contreras lurking in that on-deck circle. This has been a lengthy inning on for Pagan. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Siegler. And a swing and a miss. Got him with a splitter. Siegler strikes out, and the inning is over. Brewers get it tied. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's a 2-2 ball game on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Hey fans, the Brew Crew are hot and so are the summer temps. Now is the perfect time to step up your comfort game with a new Carrier home comfort system to keep your home cool all summer long. Ask your local dealer about local Wisconsin focus on energy rebates and financing for qualified buyers. Turn to the experts at Carrier. We've got you covered so you can get back to cheering on the crew. Carrier, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Find your local dealer at carriermilwaukee.com.
Get away with huge savings at Hyundai West Dallas during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, where you can make your best deal and save an additional $500 on a new Hyundai. Or get 0% for 60 months and make no payments for 90 days on a new Palisade or Santa Fe. Get Hyundai Assurance and America's Best Warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. From Hyundai West Dallas, a member of the International Autos Group. Visit HyundaiWestDallas.com today. Financing with approved credit. $1,667 for every $1,000 financed with $0 down. Offers cannot be combined. Ends 9/2/2025.
We're about beer, brats, and baseball.
What a combo.
On the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is tied at 2. Abner Uribe trying to send this game to extra innings. Sal Frelick stays in the game. He was a little bit shook up after that fielder's choice. That saw Terang score on the error on Ellie De La Cruz, but he's still in the game in right field. And Uribe, his 58th appearance of the year, 1.88 ERA. And he'll try to go through Andujar, and then Fraley, and then Marte. That is who would be scheduled to hit against him here in this bottom of the 9th. First pitch to Andujar, in there for a strike with a slider. It's 0-1. If the Brewers' winning streak would be snapped tonight, it would have to be in some classic game like this for it to happen. But the Brewers fighting back, tying it at 2. Hit foul off the end of the bat down the right field line and out of play, and it's 0-2 on Andujar. And forcing a bottom of the 9th inning, and now Uribe trying to send it to extras. No balls and 2 strikes on Andujar. Uribe brings home the pitch, and a slider hit off the end of the bat to first. Fielded by Vaughn. He will flip to Uribe, covering the bag. There is one away here in the 9th. That'll get Fraley to the plate. He came in after Hayes pinch hit and struck out in the 6th against Ashby. Fraley came in and played left field. This is the first time his spot has come up since he entered this game.
Wayne, that play by Vaughn was a lot harder than it looked.
Oh, man.
There was some crazy spin on it right off the end of the bat.
Had some English. It was sending that ball towards foul territory behind the bag. That was a really nice play by Vaughn. First pitch to Fraley is low with a sinker. It's 1-0. That is the part of his game we've taken for granted a little bit. We talked so much about the RBIs and the power and everything he's done offensively, but he is very good over at first base defensively, too. 1-0 pitch. Slider for a strike, and it's 1-1. Scott Barlow is getting loose in the Reds bullpen if this game goes to the 10th. The 1-1 missed inside with a sinker at 99.6. Abner fired up tonight. 2-1 is the count. Uribe, the pitch, and popped up foul out of play third base side. It is 2-2. What a game this has been. This has been a totally different game than the one we saw last night between these two teams. Reds very much a postseason type of team right now. 2-2. Hit foul and out of play, third base side. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitting Fraley. Reds began the day a half game out of a wild card spot. Every game means so much to Cincinnati right now. Abner, the 2-2 pitch. Swing, just got a piece of that slider. Fouled it straight back. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marte is in the on-deck circle for the Reds. Uribe looks in. The 2-2. And he missed outside with a slider. Boy, that didn't miss by much, if it missed at all. Abner would have loved that call, trying that backdoor slider to the lefty. Oof. It's a very good pitch from Abner Uribe. 3-2 is the count. Uribe looks in, and the pitch. And a slider chopped foul off the foot of Fraley, who goes down in a heap. And he is still down now, climbing to his feet again. And he is hobbling. He is in some major pain. And he's going to need a second before continuing this at bat. The trainer and Terry Francona not out there as of right now. Fraley's just going to work through this on his own. But boy, that was painful for Jake Fraley. He seems to be ready to continue. Brian O'Nora standing in front of home plate just to make sure. Fraley says he's good. 3-2 the counts. Uribe looking in. The 3-2. And did he go? They appeal to third. He sure did. Contreras applies the tag on Fraley, who is taking all of his gear off. He thought it was ball 4, but he didn't check. They appealed to third. Eric Bacchus said he went around. Fraley strikes out. And ortho ASAP strikeout for Uribe. And there is 2 away. It was a good call by Eric Bacchus. So here's Noel V. Marte. 2 outs, nobody on. Uribe an out away from sending this to extra innings. Abner, first pitch. Missed high with a fastball. It's 1-0. Marte, right-handed hitter. Uribe looks in. Long hold. And now the Brewers are trying to figure out if there's a pitch clock violation. What is the holdup here? Brian O'Nora coming out. Abner seems upset. Laz Diaz running in to join in on the conversation. Eric Bacchus in there as well. And Brian O'Nora is going to inform the Brewers of the call here. Now he's headed over to Terry Francona to let him know what the situation is. It was taking a while, so you don't. It seemed like the pitch clock would have been running down, but I never even saw the pitch clock on at that point. And so Brian O'Nora explaining things to Terry Francona. Yeah, the pitch clock wasn't even on when you were looking out there at that point in time. And I think that might have been part of the issue for the Brewers, saying, hey, look, we don't even know, because there's nothing in the. You look at it, it was 8-7. So it was, and then it just went off at 5. It just turned off at 5. So you got to reset everything for the Brewers at this point. You cannot assess a ball to Abner Uribe in that situation. It was Contreras that turned around and said, look, the pitch clock just went off.
I think it was operator error.
Yeah. So no harm, no foul. 1 ball and no strikes here on Marte. Uribe brings home the pitch, and it's a ground ball up the middle. It's going to sneak into center field for a base hit. So the winning run is aboard with 2 outs here for the Reds, and it'll get Matt McLain to the plate. McLain has had a tough night at the plate. 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. He is 1 for 7 with a double in this series. He has faced Uribe once before in his career. It was a base hit. So he is 1 for 1 against Abner. Lifetime for Matt McLain. It is a right-handed hitter. So a righty versus righty matchup here as Contreras goes out to talk things over with Uribe before this battle begins. Marte is at first. There are 2 outs. Uribe looks in. And the first pitch. A slider in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Should this game get to the 10th, Siegler would be the automatic runner. You'd have Contreras, Yelich, and Vaughn due up. That is a pretty good trio. But you got to get this out first before you worry about that. 0-1 on McLain. Uribe brings home the pitch, and he skips one back to the backstop. And moving up 90 feet is Marte. He is now into scoring position on a wild pitch. He buried a slider down and away, and that is a huge 90 feet for the Reds. 1 ball and 1 strike on McLain. Now a base hit probably ends it. The 1-1. And he hits it foul back into the net. Got another slider. Pretty good cut at that slider. That was over the middle of the plate, but at the bottom of the zone. And it is 1-2 on Matt McLain. Barlow has been warming for what feels like forever in that Reds bullpen. 39,000 plus on their feet here at Great American Ballpark. Uribe looks at second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Went back to the slider, down and away. McLain went fishing. And Uribe, with an ortho ASAP strikeout, sends this game to the 10th. We are tied at 2. The winning streak still intact. This is the Brewers Radio Network presented by American Family Insurance.
What's on Tap, brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Rooting for the Brew Crew because we're from Milwaukee too. Tastes like Miller time. Every regular season Friday home game at American Family Field. Ticketed fans 21 and over who sit in the Miller Lite beer pen in the left field Loge bleachers or receive a free Brewers can holder, courtesy of Miller Lite and Leinenkugels. Milwaukee Brewers baseball and Miller Lite.
High-tech data centers are critical to unlocking the power of technology to grow our economy, improve our healthcare, and transform education. And Wisconsin is quickly becoming a data center hub, which is great news for our state's skilled workers. Each data center creates about 1,800 construction jobs and then hundreds of high-paying jobs to operate it. Wisconsin Infrastructure Investment Now supports bringing data centers online to move our state's economy and technology forward.
Most things people do could be done more safely. Sometimes it's common sense. Sometimes it's innovating a better way. But it's always about minimizing risk. For this purpose, West Bend is willing to come check out your business and help minimize your risks. It's precisely because of thinking like this that West Bend has been keeping businesses and employees safe for over 125 years. To find out more, visit thesilverlining.com. West Bend. The worst brings out our best.
Barlow was the losing pitcher last night. He was the one who gave up Christian Yelich's second home run. Anthony Siegler, the automatic runner, placed at second base. And William Contreras will greet the long-haired right-hander Scott Barlow. Tied up at 2. The first pitch. Line drive in a left field for a base hit. On it quickly is Fraley. Bowdy bobbles the ball. He falls down. Scoring is the automatic runner Siegler on that error. And taking second base is Contreras. Another Reds error. Fraley is down still on the grass, and the Brewers have a 3-2 lead in the 10th. On the very first pitch in extra innings, Contreras lines a single. That's the third error of the night against Cincinnati and the sixth in this series as Fraley charged the ball, and it just kicked off his glove, and then he tumbled to the grass.
I mean, this has not been a defensive clinic put on by the Reds these first two nights of this series. And you just can't play defense like that against the Brewers. They make you pay for it, and the Brewers play so clean themselves defensively. It is the difference in games.
They're going out to check on Jake Fraley. Terry Francona and an athletic trainer walking out to left field. So we've got a pause in the action. Brewers a 3-2 lead, and Yelich will come up. I got to tell you, almost as importantly as Seigler scoring on that error is the fact that you get Contreras to second base.
Absolutely. Now you've got a huge insurance run in scoring position with nobody out. I mean, you're basically in the same situation you just were in, only now you have the lead. And there's so many ways to get that run in, and we talk about it all the time. You score one run in the top half of the inning as the visiting team. That's great, but you're still starting the bottom half of the inning with the winning run at the plate in that scenario. So getting 2 or even 3 is such a big deal in extra innings when you're the visiting team.
And Fraley is going to have to leave this game. He is walking off the field to the Reds dugout with the athletic trainer. Santiago Espinal has popped out of the dugout. Then he's going to go replace Fraley in left field. It's hard to see how he injured himself or what part of the body got injured, I guess is the way that I should describe that, because he bobbled the ball and then just fell to the ground and just crumpled. Never really could get up. So you've got Espinal in left. And now we're ready to continue with Christian Yelich getting intentionally walked here. Brewers are going to have 2 on with nobody out. That makes sense because, as I mentioned briefly just a few moments ago, Yelich homered against this pitcher, Scott Barlow, last night. So they're just going to walk him and put him on. And Andrew Vaughn will come to the plate. So Contreras at second, Yelich at first. 3-2 Brewers lead in the 10th. Vaughn 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. First pitch by Barlow. Breaking ball for a strike. Scott Barlow 6-1 this season for the Reds out of the bullpen. That one loss yesterday. Came in with a 3.69 ERA. 0-1 pitch. Hit on the ground towards shortstop. It's played by De La Cruz. Slings to second for one. Relay to first for a double play. Huge. Good turn by Ellie De La Cruz and Matt McClain. 6-4-3. Contreras goes to third, but now with 2 outs. That was just what the doctor ordered there for Cincinnati. Vaughn was frustrated as he ran past first base. Threw his hand out to the side in disgust. And after all the defensive miscues, the Reds turn a good one. Here's Caleb Durbin, runner third in the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. Contreras 90 feet away from scoring a network health insurance run. Caleb Durbin's had a good night. He is 2 for 4, including a double. The 0-1. Hit on the ground softly towards third. Moving left to field, Ke'Bryan Hayes sets his feet, slings it across in time to get Durbin. And the inning is over with that. But it only took Scott Barlow 3 pitches after that Fraley error to get out of the inning. Brewers get 1. It'll be unearned. And presumably it's Trevor McGill time. We go to the bottom of the 10th with 14 consecutive wins on the table. It's 3-2 Milwaukee on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
These days, it feels like there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. But how do you know what actually works for you? Using trusted resources and talking to live therapists can help you break through the noise. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off the first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango. Bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
Trevor McGill is on the hill as we are ready for the bottom of the 10th inning at Great American Ballpark. Brewers have a 3-2 lead. The automatic runner at second base for Cincinnati, Matt McClain, with good speed. And you've got the 8, 9, and 1 portion of the order due up, starting with Jose Trevino, then Ke'Bryan Hayes and TJ Friedel. That is what Trevor McGill has to navigate. This is as difficult and challenging as it gets for a closer. With the extra inning rules these days, tying run in scoring position, squaring to bunt Trevino, first pitch is outside, ball 1. So the Reds apparently are going to ask for their catcher to try to lay down a sacrifice here. Trevino 0 for 3 tonight. The corner infielder is now pinched in. Siegler at third, Vaughn at first. McGill's 1-0. Squares, bunts, and he bunts it foul right back into the screen. Got a curveball. That's a tough pitch to bunt. 1-1.
Nothing Trevor McGill throws is easy to bunt. That curveball, but that 101 fastball, not that easy to get down either.
Trevor had a 1-2-3 save in the 9th yesterday. 3-2 Brewers. Runner at second, the 1-1. No bunt. Takes a strike. Down the middle, 100 miles an hour. So there, Terry Francona took off the sacrifice. 1-2 on the veteran catcher, 32-year-old Jose Trevino. McGill ready, 1-2 pitch, fastball, blew it by him. Strike 3. In fact, he got a little piece of foul tip, and Contreras held onto the baseball, 1 out. 101 miles an hour on that heater there from Trevor McGill. Country hardball. And an Ortho ASAP strikeout to begin the home 10th.
I mean, it's just middle. Here's my best. I don't think you can hit it. I mean, that's what that was.
Now Ke'Bryan Hayes got a home run tonight. The first pitch, fastball, strike. 100 miles an hour. Again, middle. Ke'Bryan Hayes made some phenomenal defensive plays at third base for the Reds tonight. That's his calling card, his glove. Now trying to do it with the bat, trailing 3-2 in the 10th. McGill with an 0-1. Fastball, got it over the outside corner. 101 on the gun, 0-2. He is throwing that pitch exactly where he wants it thus far here in the 10th inning is Trevor. McGill this season, an all-star for the first time in his career. The 0-2 pitch, Hayes lines it into right field. Frelick's going back on it. Sal on the track, reaches out. It's over his head. One hop, he kicks it over the wall. And it's going to be an automatic double. The game is tied. Ke'Bryan Hayes with another big swing. Opposite field off the warning track and right. It hit off of Sal Frelick and bounded over the fence. We're tied at 3. And the winning run's at second for Cincinnati with 1 out. Almost impossible to believe.
Yeah, I think Terry Francona is coming out to just get some clarification on this because it actually came off of Frelick and out of play.
The umpires will get together. Frelick, after it hit off the warning track and then the wall, Sal kind of kicked it over the fence and into the Brewers bullpen past right field. But they pointed immediately to second base. What I was going to say, Lane, almost impossible to believe that Key Bryan hit that pitch. 100 miles an hour up around his shoulders. Sometimes you have to tip your cap.
Yeah, he's had some good swings tonight. He's played great defense. He's been the difference so far for the Reds. Les Diaz is going to come over and explain to Terry Francona, which usually means that it's going to stay the way it is, that Hayes will stay at second base. I think Francona was trying to argue for another 90 feet out of this. But Las Diaz does not seem inclined to grant that, so he's going to stay at second base.
That's the winning run now. So the Reds have 3 runs tonight. And Key Bryan Hayes, out of the 9th spot in their order, has driven in 2 of them. A home run and a double. So he represents the ball game. And now T.J. Friedel and Spencer Steer will come up against Trevor McGill. 3-3 the score. It kind of comes with an asterisk, but that's only the 4th blown save of the year for McGill, who's converted 29 successfully. Now the best he can do is send us to an 11th inning. Here's T.J. Friedel. The first pitch to Friedel. Just missed. I guess called low. That was a great pitch, actually. Our data says that was in the strike zone. 101 mile an hour heat. Friedel tonight, 1 out of 4. Left-handed hitter. Hayes at second, the 1-0. Popped him up foul, third base side. Siegler approaching his dugout. Siegler has just enough room on the collar, and he makes the catch for the second out. 2 down. A foul out by T.J. Friedel, and Spencer Steer, the man coming up. The Reds had 2 home runs in the 6th inning off of the starter Quinn Priester, and Steer had the second of those. He is 1 for 3 with that and a walk. First pitch, down and in from McGill. Of all the fastballs he's thrown in this 10th inning, that clocked in at the slowest, 98 miles an hour. There's a lefty up in the bullpen for Cincinnati. Should we get to the 11th? 1-0 pitch, down low on a curveball, 2-0. So that was a WDA saves opportunity, unfortunately not converted. Wisconsin Dental Association save up to 55% on dental care. 2-0 pitch. Steer takes high. It's 3-0. Ellie De La Cruz in the on-deck circle for the Reds. Contreras just to buy Trevor another second or 2 of time in between pitches. Walks out in front of home plate before he throws the ball back to McGill. Each team has scored its automatic runner. We're tied at 3 in the 10th. Winning run at second. McGill with a 3-0 pitch. Steer took it down and in. That was also very close. Could have been a strike, not deemed as such. The ball 4 puts 2 on. As far as the game situation, that doesn't hurt you. First base was open. That run is irrelevant. The one thing it does is make you have to deal with Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, and of course with a righty like McGill on the mound, he's hitting from the left side, which is his better side. And he's just one of those guys that you respect. I mean, you know how dangerous Ellie De La Cruz is. But there is some swing and miss in there. And if you pitch him right, you can get this game to the 11th inning. But that's a lot easier said than done.
And Chris Hook out to visit with McGill before De La Cruz comes into the box. It's a Potawatomi Sportsbook trip to the mound. Home plate umpire Brian O'Nora is going out to break up the conference.
Look, just because they've won 13 in a row doesn't mean this was going to be easy. You have to earn 14 in a row, and the Brewers are trying to earn it here tonight.
So here now, Ellie, the 2-time All-Star. Tonight, 1 for 3, a single and a walk. Winning run at second, Key Bryan Hayes. Also at first is Spencer Steer with 2 out in the 10th inning. much of the crowd on its collective feet. McGill is ready to work in the first pitch. Ellie takes in the dirt from the curveball. Blocked cleanly by Contreras. Actually, he caught that ball out of the dirt. 1-0 the count. Brewers have pitched De La Cruz very well this year for the most part. 6 for 32. Now here's a called strike. That time he landed the curveball right at the top of the zone. McGill asked for and is granted a new baseball. What a ball game. Middle game of this 3-game series. Brewers, Reds tied at 3 in the 10th. 2 on, 2 out. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball dotted the outside corner. Strike 2, 99 miles an hour. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And as you said earlier, Lane, this is a guy that you can get to chase. We'll see what McGill elects to throw here. The 1-2 pitch. Popped him in the left. Very shallow and drifting into foul territory. Long run, everybody, but it's into the seats by a row. You had Black, the left fielder, Siegler, the third baseman, converging as it drifted just past the side wall. And it remains 1-2. Everybody was running. Not just the defenders, but each of the base runners. And we'll have to wait a moment for everybody to get back in place. Left-handed is the better side of the plate for De La Cruz, and that's where he stands. Left-handed box. McGill's 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. The curveball down low got the chase that Trevor McGill was looking for, and we're going to play 11 tonight in Cincinnati. The RBI double by Ke'Bryan Hayes extends this game, but McGill strands a pair. Let's keep playing. Tied at 3 on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Hey guys, you look hot.
Yeah, scorching. Feels like my head's on fire.
Wow, would you like something to cool you off?
Yeah, how about some ice? Ice is cold but doesn't have much flavor. How about some Cedar Crest ice cream?
Will Cedar Crest ice cream sandwiches do?
Yeah!
I thought so. There's a cooler full of them in the back. Kellen, help me get it out, and Arlo, go tell your teammates. We've got vanilla, black cherry, and peanut butter. Yum.
You're the best, Mom. Yeah, the best, like Cedar Crest.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Nursing students often endure long wait lists, but Concordia University, Wisconsin ensures entry into their nursing program upon acceptance. Broad exposure prepares CUW students for diverse nursing specialties with hands-on clinical experience in hospitals and other healthcare settings, leading to high job placement rates for graduates. CUW provides a faith-based education with a focus on holistic care. Graduates are prepared to address patients' physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. Your journey awaits at cuw.edu/bucks.
Against the left-hander Joe La Sorsa as we go to the 11th inning tonight. Brewers only in their second extra inning game since July, then only their 8th of the year. We're tied at 3. La Sorsa able to pitch a scoreless inning last night, and he'll get the 2 lefties, Terang and Black. The automatic runner at second, Caleb Durbin. First pitch to Terang, bluffs a bunt, pulls back, takes outside, ball 1. I told you Tyler Black would be due next, but Andre Monasterio has emerged in the on-deck circle. First, it's Bryce Terang. See if he's still bunting. He squares, he bunts, and he bunts through the pitch. Missed one. That was on the upper inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike from La Sorsa. So Scott Barlow allowed his inherited automatic runner to score last inning. See what they do in the 11th. 1-1. A bunt and a good one up the third baseline. Played by Ke'Bryan Hayes. He throws to first. He didn't get Terang. Ke'Bryan Hayes picked it up, and he was actually kind of tripping over the pitcher, La Sorsa. And then by the time he got the throw over there, the speed of Terang was able to beat it at first base. It's a bunt base hit. Wow. Ke'Bryan Hayes is so good, La Sorsa said, "You take it," but as he did, he kind of crumpled down to the grass right in front of Hayes and almost took out his legs.
I'm not sure you can put down a better bunt than Bryce just did, and Ke'Bryan Hayes still almost got him. Even with all that going on, he is such a gifted third baseman, but it works out here very well for the Brewers. They are set up.
And Andrew Monasterio is going to pinch hit, batting for Tyler Black. So over to third went Durbin. In a 3-3 game, he represents the go-ahead run. And Terang, good speed at first. La Sorsa versus Monasterio. From the stretch, first pitch. Drill deep, left field. Back goes Espinal. Track, wall, see you later. Andrew Monasterio comes in cold off the bench and hits a 3-run home run into the seats in left on the first pitch. The Brewers have a 6-3 lead in the 11th inning thanks to Mona in Cincinnati. This is madness.
Of course he did. Why wouldn't he?
And it got out by plenty. 6-3, bases clear. Nobody out. Brandon Lockridge takes outside and goes to the backstop. It's the first pitch he'd seen in the series. Monasterio just hit his second of the year. Here's a ground ball, Lockridge towards short. Played up the middle near the bag by De La Cruz. Makes the transfer and the throw in time to get Lockridge for the first out.
It is a different hero every night. The average Joes. Not so average.
What a swing. Sal Frelick swings at the first pitch from La Sorsa. Pops one up on the left side of the infield for Ellie De La Cruz, who is on the dirt as he makes a two-handed catch. Then after that home run, a couple of balls hit in Ellie's direction. One on the ground, one in the air. 2 out. For every home run the Brewers hit all season long, Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin donates $100 to Hunger Task Force Milwaukee, making a difference to fight hunger in our community. Now it's Siegler against La Sorsa, taking a strike. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Timeout called by Siegler right before the 0-1 pitch. Andrew Monasterio is one of those guys that can go a week without seeing live game pitching and still come up, deliver a big swing. And that's what he showed you right there.
And that is a skill, and it is a valuable one for this team.
The 0-1, Siegler, big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. He is all smiles on that Brewers bench as Monasterio. Siegler, line drive, right between first and second base and into right field. That's a base hit. Thrown in by Noel V. Marte. Anthony Siegler. He gets the knock that extends the top of the 11th inning to William Contreras. It's the third hit of the inning against La Sorsa, who's in only his 5th game of the year with the Reds. We'll see who the Brewers are going to pitch in the bottom half of the 11th when we get there. Here's Contreras. Had the hit last inning. He swings and nubs one foul. On the side of the plate, left-handed batter's box, picked up by Trevino, the catcher. So in foul territory, 0-1.
Nick Mears is getting loose right now for the Brewers in the pen.
So it would be Mears to try to finish off a 14th consecutive win. Contreras has a chance to add on before we get there. 6-3 Crew in the pitch. Taken inside from La Sorsa. 1-1. And Contreras having a bit of an issue with the grip on the handle of his bat, going towards the on-deck circle to get a little bit of that stickum. apply it, walk back to the box. You think about this, the Brewers tonight were down to their final 2 outs in the 9th inning, trailing by a run against the Reds closer Emilio Pagan, and they tied the game without getting a hit. They scored that tying run on an error by Ellie De La Cruz. Then an unearned run on an error in the 10th. Contreras fouls the 1-1 back into the screen. It's 1-2. So in a streak that you've had tons of big swings, the Brewers actually didn't really have a big swing tonight until Andrew Monasterio pinch hit in the 11th inning.
Yeah, you're right.
Runner at first is Siegler, 2 out. There goes Siegler in the pitch. Big swing. And William fouled it straight back over the netting and into the crowd. And also, by the way, Pat Murphy is the one who elected to use Andrew Monasterio in that spot. And everything Murph does these days seems to come up aces. 1-2 still on Contreras. La Sorsa kicks and deals. Another swing and another foul ball back. Time an elevated fastball from the left-hander. Remains 1-2.
It's really beyond explanation at this point. Just sit back and enjoy it. Every single pitch of every single inning of every single game with this baseball team, because it is hard to explain it. Just enjoy it.
6-3 Milwaukee in the 11th. La Sorsa will chuck one over to first. Siegler is easily back in safely standing up. Due up in the bottom of the 11th for Cincinnati and Duhar Espinal Marte. It's currently 4, 5, and 6 on their card. 2 outs, top 11. Runner goes again, 1-2 pitch. Line foul on the right side, up out of play. Contreras fouling off the kitchen sink here from Joe La Sorsa. And Siegler getting his wind sprints in. Now headed back to first base again. The 1-2 again. High and away, it's 2-2. And you think about this weekend, the roster that the Brewers have. This entire winning streak has been without big bats like Chourio and Hoskins, Bowers. A little bit of Frelick out. This weekend you've subtracted more. Pitch, missed outside. Good take, and it's now 3-2 on Contreras. You don't have Blake Perkins, who's been a big part of this. You don't have Isaac Collins on the paternity list. We know how giant Isaac has been over these first couple of weeks in August. And they're still doing it. 3-2 pitch. Popped him up. Shallow into center field. Up into the night sky and in drifts TJ Friedel. Reaches up, makes the catch. And that will retire the side. But Andrew Monasterio has his biggest swing as a Brewer. Off the bench, a 3-run home run. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Brewers need 3 outs for a franchise record winning streak. 6-3 in front on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
In baseball, players spend time in the minors before making it. That's not the case with union construction trades like the operating engineers. As a union apprentice, you earn good money while you learn a trade. And graduates from union apprenticeship programs earn 41% more than their non-union counterparts. They even earn more than a typical worker with a master's degree. So if you are ready to earn big league bucks, go to join139.com to learn more.
George, you just had an incredible shift. What's it like turning those double play meal deals like nobody's business? George, what's your secret? Hold on, folks. Let's give our star a moment. He's been busy making double play meal deals all day long. There you have it. Sounds like the secret is George Webb's double play meal deal. 7 crave-worthy cheeseburgers and 2 fries. Available all season long, so you can fuel up for every game. George Webb. Our kitchen is always cooking.
At Prevea Orthopedics and HSHS Hospitals, we understand all the ways you move. From the ways you love to move, to the ways you need to move, and the ways you want to move. Movement looks different for everyone. That's why we specialize in you, providing the expert care you need for all the ways you move. To schedule an appointment, visit prevea.com/ortho.
Season and put the Brewers in front 6-3, a 3-run shot in the top half of the 11th inning at Great American Ballpark. Nick Mears will try to make it hold up. This would be his first save of the season. And we go to the bottom of the 11th inning. Ellie De La Cruz, the automatic runner, placed at second base for Cincinnati. The Brewers are not concerned with his run. Monasterio, by the way, is going to stay in the game in left field. We have not seen him play very much outfield over his Brewers career. But there he is as Mears takes over. Nick, the winning pitcher last night. Runner at second, and Duhar takes down low, ball one, to begin the bottom of the 11th inning. Overall, this is 52nd outing, 4-3, no saves. Mears with a 2.93 earned run average. Having an issue with his pitch comm. So play stopped before the 1-0 pitch. Takes off his hat, inspects it. Bat boy already running out a new receiver that he can tuck away into the bottom of that cap. That's how the pitchers hear the signals punched in by the catchers these days. So Miguel Andujar, the first batter up there, he's gone 2 for 4 tonight. He's been very good against the Brewers this season. Now in 4 games, a couple of them when he was with the Athletics earlier. Now a couple of them with Cincinnati. He is 8 for 16 against Milwaukee pitching this year, is Andujar. Reds need one man to reach to bring the tying run to the plate. And it's 1-0. The pitch comm is squared away, and the pitch. Popped foul coming back over the screen. $39,000 plus on a Saturday night. Temperatures have fallen into the mid-80s. It's been a warm one and a wonderful ball game. Runner at second, the 1-1 pitch. And Duhar chops foul slowly up the third base line, 1-2. With 3 outs and fewer than 3 runs permitted, the Brewers will tie their all-time franchise record by going 34 games above 500. And it is August 16th, folks. 1-2 on Andujar. Mears kicks and deals. And it's lined deep in the left center field, but playable. Moving back into the gap to his right is Lockridge. He'll make the catch. De La Cruz tags and goes to third. Throw comes through, but Ellie is in, standing up safely. I will tell you again, though, the Brewers care little, frankly not at all about that. They just wanted that out, and that's exactly what they got.
Yeah, you're counting outs right now if you're the Brewers.
One down, and here comes Santiago Espinal. He is the 4th Red to occupy the 5 spot on the lineup card tonight. Gavin Lux, Austin Hayes, Jake Fraley, who got injured, and now Espinal. First pitch, swing and a miss. 97 miles an hour from Mears, tied him up. Espinal comes in batting .251. 0-1 pitch down in the dirt. The slider picked cleanly by Contreras off the bounce, 1-1. This would be 14 straight wins to start the month of August. The last team in Major League Baseball with a winning streak that long, you have to go back over 3 years. The Mariners, July of 2022. The Brewers 2 outs away. The 1-1. Down the middle for a strike. Perfectly placed fastball, 96 on the gun for Mears, 1-2. Noelvi Marte on deck for Cincinnati. 6-3 Brewers. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball again hit into center. And again playable for Brandon Lockridge. Back a few steps, now waiting. Reaches up and squeezes it. 2 out. Tagging from third base comes De La Cruz. It is 6-4. So give an RBI there for Espinal. A sacrifice fly. But I'm sure you can tell by the way I even described it. Again, that run feels completely irrelevant. You just didn't want to have another man get on base in front of Marte, and that was what Nick Mears accomplished. A couple of flyouts Base is clear. Here's Marte, 1 for 4. Mears pitch. Hit on the ground, foul up the third base line. The winning streak started on August 1st, the day after the trade deadline in Washington, where the Brewers scored 16 runs. And it set the tone for what's been an unforgettable month. The 0-1 pitch. Driven into left field and deep. Monasterio watches it fly. It's going to get up and out of here into the second deck, and we've got a one-run game. Noel V. Marte with a solo home run. It is 6-5 Milwaukee. 2 outs still in the bottom of the 11th inning. Number 9 on the season for Marte. And that was a no doubt about her. 417 estimated feet. Each team's hit a home run here in this 11th. The difference being the Brewers had one on base. They had gotten that bunt hit from Terang. So that was a 3-run shot combined with the automatic runner. Now it's Matt McLean with 2 out. He swings and misses. Then an elevated 97-mile-an-hour fastball there from Mears. So the tying run is in the box. McLean's had a rough night. He has struck out all 4 times he has batted. Mears is going to call Contreras out before the 0-1 pitch. We want to make sure they're on the same page. So Noel V. Marte has hit a home run. But the Brewers are still 1 out away from winning this thing in the 11th inning. Now back behind the dishes, Contreras. McLean behind 0-1. Here's the pitch. Down low on a slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mears peers in, has the sign that he wants. The 1-1 pitch. Popped into center field and playable. Moving back into his left on the track is Lockridge. He's there. He makes the catch. Can you count to 14? It's a franchise record for the Milwaukee Brewers. The longest winning streak in the history of the ball club. In 11 thrilling innings tonight, they get it done 6-5. And for the first time ever, Milwaukee has gone 2 touchdowns consecutively without a defeat. What a ball game tonight, and what a moment for the best team in Major League Baseball. You can just add another